Hey guys, welcome back to Carla Thinks Out Loud. I'm comedian Carla Vasquez, your host of the show. I'm really excited for today's podcast. It's episode 36. We're gonna have a double guest, but we're doing it different. We're doing one at a time this time, all right? But we are going to talk about a lot. We have Joaquin Luna here and Chuck Parker. We're going to talk about Easter Seals project for the disabled, the film project here. And then we're also going to just talk about comedy and also living with a disability. We're going to talk with Chuck about mental health, about sobriety, and about comedy, of course. And we're going to play music at the end, Chuck and I, because he's also a musician. Amazing guests on today. Please stick around for Carla Thinks Out Loud, episode 36. Take it away, Larry. Oh, sorry. Carla's got a podcast now. She doesn't know technology. Larry's pushing buttons and recording things for you to see every week. She'll be asking guests questions. She'll be saying a lot. She'll be wondering about the world. It's time now for Carla V Thinks Out Loud. Today's
Hold on. You're going to say that all over again because I fucked up. Go ahead.
Hello. We are officially here. Episode 36. We have Joaquin Luna, comedian extraordinaire. Hello, sir. Thank you for being here.
Right on. Hello, everybody. Carla, thank you for having me tonight. Appreciate it.
Let's just jump right into how this came about. And you're somebody I did want to have on the podcast, but you actually reached out, which means a lot. And you reached out about a project you're doing with Easter Seals. Can you first explain what Easter Seals is to people who don't know?
Easter Seals helps people all across the country with disabilities, education, with inclusion in regular societal events and things. And I was involved in this year's Easter Seals Disability Film Challenge, which is a worldwide challenge. And what they do is they get groups of people together. And in my group, we had 5 people. And I was sponsored, I should say, by the Access Acting Academy, which belongs to Mary Lee Talkington. And she's actually one of the actresses on the Apple TV series called C.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me. She teaches blind folks how to act on stage as a blind individual using non-visual cues.
Right, because you don't even, some wouldn't think of that, like how to move around a stage, a set, anything like that.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
So she sponsored 2 groups, and in my group, well, there was 5 of us, and we are all totally blind. And in 5 days, we made a 5-minute movie, and all 5 of us lived in 5 different states. So it's quite the challenge. We had to do it virtually, basically. And in the morning, we got the not the script, but the concept, the subject matter, which was superheroes. And as soon as we got that, they also gave us several things that needed to be in the movie. Blue shirt was one of them, photograph, and several other things, as well as different locations that had to be in the movie. And once we got all that information, we had to brainstorm, come up with a plot. We had to write the script, learn the script, act the script, get the script filmed while we're acting it, and then edit it, and then put in all the what do you call them? The credits and all that good stuff in it.
Oh, okay.
And submit it within 5 days. And this year, as far as I know, we're up to 94 entries, so it's going to be quite an interesting competition.
That's a lot of entries.
Yes, they're coming in from all around the world. And people who have won this competition have moved on, worked with directors and writers for things like Netflix and Hulu. And in fact, a couple of years back, a young lady with cerebral palsy got chosen to be in a pilot series for Hulu. I'm thinking it is.
That's so awesome.
So it's quite the challenge. It's quite fascinating. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I have so many questions about just the process. I mean, you're each filming your scenes and then editing that together. Now, who then helps with the filming on your part, at least?
On my end, I probably did about 2.5 minutes to 2 minutes 40 seconds of the movie, and I had my daughters filming it and dealing with props.
Okay.
They're 12 years old and 10 years old.
That's so awesome.
It
Teach
is.
'em young.
It is. It's a lot of fun. They had a ball with it. And so we would film my parts, and then I'd wait for other people to film their parts, edited to my scene. And then once I got all the scenes edited together that I'm in, I sent it on to another editor who edited it and put it together with the scenes he was in and with people on his side of the group.
Wow.
Until we came out with a 5-minute movie.
5 minutes. And was that the time frame that they were looking for, the 5 minutes?
Yes.
Okay.
5-minute movie with up to 1 minute worth of credits before or after.
Wow. That's so cool. And did you everybody write their own scene, or was it a collective like?
It was a collective thing. We sat down knowing that we're not going to be able to do things together. So the first thing that we came up with, I was trapped in a bunker, and these superheroes were going to come save me. But then when they gave out the official challenge and what needed to be in the challenge, as far as like location, parks, garages, and apartment building or something, I forget now. I was like, oh, we can't do that.
Right, because it would just put you in one location.
Yes. So we said, okay, well, we get him locked in somewhere in a bunker type situation, but how's he going to get there? How's he going to get out? And we just each added our own little thoughts about it, and here we are today.
That is so cool. So yeah, you had called me about this, and then there's going to be a voting. Is that correct?
Right now,
So there's a
from the
deadline.
16th to the 25th is Awareness Week,
Yes.
where we publicize our film, but more importantly, the Easter Seals itself and what they're doing as far as promoting inclusion. As far as the film industry, movie industry, television and such, there's not a whole lot of inclusion for persons with disabilities. You know, in the United States, 1 out of every 4 people have a disability, but yet we're in less than 3% of any movie and films that are being made.
3%. Oh my goodness.
Less.
That's less than 3% when it's like it should be like 25%.
Quarter of
or
society,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's wild. Interesting. And then I even watched in one of the videos you sent, they were talking about, some of these films end up helping, like you said, people go on to do bigger and better things in the movies. And one of the kids recently is going off to Sundance with Lena Dunham, who's a very famous director and things. Just a lot of opportunities, it seems like.
Yes, that's
in
awesome.
that.
The winning videos get showcased at movie. What do you call it? Like Sundance, all around the world, and some of these have been showcased like over 100 times already.
Wow. That's amazing. And 94 of them. That's so cool. Larry, at some point, can we play the video soonish? I just want to get it.
Do you want to play the video now?
Yeah, let's play the video now. Let's just get it over. We're starting hot tonight. Getting straight into it, and then we'll talk more about the video, and then, I have so many questions for you, Joaquin.
All right.
We'll get it queued up in a moment. No worries. No rush. I thought that's what you were doing over there, clickety clacketing. Oh, Carla's the worst. I do want to give a really quick shout out while he does that to my roommate William Willer for everything he does for me, but also for buying this amazing shirt for me, the Coffee Potamus. Can you see?
Oh, is that the ugly one?
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
What was that Friends episode where they had the naked? What was that?
Ugly naked guy?
No, the rat that was on her shirt. Was that? No,
think
that
that was
was
Friends.
That's not Friends.
that was The Office, right? I don't remember. Anyway.
No, it's so cute. I love hippos. So thank you, William. When I'm in a sad mood, I wear my hippo shirts.
Where's
I
the
wasn't
time
sad.
code at?
No, actually, we can watch
For the
most of
beginning.
it. Yeah, we can watch
5
from the beginning. I
minutes.
thought that it was the other video that we were playing. That's why I was saying 3.3, whatever.
Okay.
So here we go. It gets worse.
This is called It Can Get Worse, or It Gets Worse.
I can barely hear it. Hold on.
Chad. Because if you don't, you're going to end up talking to yourself. What is the meaning of this? Do you know who I am?
Do I know who you are? Do I know who you are? Who you are is the whole reason you're in here. I don't have enough money. My house is foreclosing. I can't pay my medical bills anymore. And you disgustingly rich, lazy man, you
They can hear me.
are going to pay it for me.
She's just describing my life right now. I'm just kidding.
Leave it here. Keep quiet. I want to hear another word from you. Hello?
We got our next assignment. Meeting in 5.
What's going on?
Well, his phone last pinged from South Street, but we really don't know much about him since his family doesn't want the police involved.
Okay. What else?
Well, from the profile I made, we're working with a young girl. She's going through a mental health crisis. Has white hair,
Oh, it's
5'4", and stays close to home. Yo, this guy's loaded! Ka-ching, ka-ching, payday!
We can't do that, Chris.
There aren't enough zeros to express how loaded this guy is.
That's not right.
He's not a good person. He cheats on his wife. He's a horrible boss. And he hates puppies. Plus, think about how many people we could save.
Fine.
Puppies.
Let him go. We'll give you the money.
Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not that stupid. They think I'm that stupid.
Okay, just calm down, Lilith.
Calm down.
Come outside, get the money, and let him go.
Okay, fine. Fine, I'm standing up. I'm walking to the door. I'm coming outside. Come out, Chad. You're safe.
Thank you for saving me. I didn't know what that girl was going to do to me.
Oh, we're not done with you
Is there an age group for this?
Eastside
No age group.
Here, we'll pause it there. There's no age group. That's the teaser. We're teasing. You
Actually,
gotta wait for
only
the
have
last
about
30 seconds. Should we just watch it? Well, I'll just do it, Larry.
I thought that chick was gonna hit that sign. Like I thought she was blind in the car.
Oh, the one driving.
Yeah, I
No.
thought she was blind. It's like, oh my God, she hit the
The
sign.
rest of them were like, wait, should they be driving in this?
That's hilarious.
Everybody does their own stunts.
The ironic thing is, when we got the challenge, you can do whatever you want. Take it any direction you want. Make it a comedy, make it a serious film, make it sci-fi or whatever. And this did not come as a conscious thought as we wrote the script. None of the disabled actors play a disabled character.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But apparently the driver is correct.
Is that something that
Well,
they?
you seen her blind stick. She had the blind stick, so you knew she was blind.
It's called a cane.
Oh, sorry, man.
We're learning about vocabulary today.
Yeah, I don't know. I've
We
never
don't.
been around blind people.
Yeah,
before.
so let's talk about vocabulary.
I don't have any blind friends.
I have like one blind cousin, but but
I have
find yourself a blind
I
friend.
had one blind friend, Teresa.
So you have okay. What's some just vocabulary that are things that people should know, and you have your stick. What did you call it there?
I
Your
called it the
blind
stick.
Oh, blind stick. Sing.
It's just called a cane.
Cane.
Well, a cane would seem more like somebody that had walking problems. So
I get what you're saying.
Well, one of my
a
jokes
sight
is
stick.
Yeah.
one of my jokes when I go on stage is I have my cane and I say, "You guys see this? This is called a cane. When I'm in a rush, it's called a hurricane. And if you piss me off and I bust it over your head, then I call it satisfaction."
Satisfaction. I like it. Oh man, I like it. And so, I mean, you were saying even in the car, like people, they just don't know. They're ignorant to how to even act sometimes around a blind person. You were saying that they kind of just pull you around sometimes.
Well, in general, when it comes to disabilities, not only blind, but all the whole gamut across the spectrum, people are ignorant. When I say ignorant, I don't mean that in a bad way. They just do not understand or know how to act and or behave around persons with disabilities. I've had occasions. Once when I was in Las Cruces at a 5-way street crossing, getting ready to cross the street, and this Good Samaritan grabs my arm and drags me across the street and leaves me there at the corner and walks away, and it was the wrong damn street. I didn't want to cross that street. And it was a very busy intersection, and it was hair-raising getting back to where I started.
oh my god.
With all that traffic and turning lanes and stuff.
Does having a cell phone, like smartphones, make things easier these days, or
Depends upon whom you talk with.
okay?
I'm an old dog. I'm going to be 54 this year, I believe. And none of this technology existed when I was first blind. I'm blind in 1980, right? And so we had to depend on our selves, on our mind, on our hearing, and pay really close attention to what's happening around us. You know, how far have we walked? How many streets have we crossed?
Right.
you
What are the
counting
landmarks?
steps, huh?
I never count steps. And
Well,
I don't think I know anybody who counts steps, to be
See,
honest
that's
with
why
you.
I'm offending blind people.
No.
Right off the fucking
Ask the question. We're
I don't
asking all
count
the
no
questions.
fucking steps, you bitch.
I tell you what I
He's
do.
like, "That's for a bitch."
I don't count steps, but when I go to your house, I count how many beers are in the fridge.
Hey, because you're gonna drink them all.
I don't want to be greedy and drink more than
Yeah,
half.
he goes and feels like, all right, if there's 6, I'll take 2. There's 20, I'll take 10. Let's do this. It's fun. Okay, so it's me. So now having a phone.
So yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, so
and
GPS
now
type
you have
things.
GPS,
Yes.
right? And you guys use sightlings. You use it for driving,
I like that.
and we can use it for walking routes
Mm-hmm.
and to find bus stops and stuff like that. But in all honesty, it always annoys me. I find it frustrating to use it. I get distracted trying to listen to it. I'd rather not use it at all.
Right. Well, and I hate to say anything, I'm just asking questions. I have you here, and many people may ask. You use social media and things like that. Is there, are you doing that on your own, or how is that? Is there like a talk to text on there on Facebook that I mean, I'm not aware of those things.
No, I use
I'm really asking.
primarily my iPhone. I do have a MacBook Pro at home, which I do my comedy writing on.
Right.
But I primarily use the iPhone for emailing, social media, and stuff like that. And when I post on Facebook, just like you, I get to the field, click on it, open it up, start writing, or I press the dictate button and talk to my phone, and 98% of the time, the phone has no idea what the hell I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Gets it wrong.
Yeah. I've tried this talk to text, and it's like never works. You're speaking a different language, basically. Oh, that's awesome.
How did you become blind?
Yes.
All right, I went blind in 1980 at the age of 12 years old due to a retina detachment.
How did that happen?
Bad genetics for the most part. That's
Okay.
the best answer I was able to get from the
So
doctors.
just out of nowhere, the retina detached from your eyeball, or what?
Yeah, my younger sister had it first. She complained to my parents that she was seeing dots floating and black spots and stuff like that. They took her to the doctor to get checked. And the doctor said, "Oh, detached retina, you better bring everybody in." And she and I are the ones that suffered from it.
Oh, wow.
And over the years, as my mom got older, she ended up with detached retina. So I'm guessing the bad genes came from her side of the family. Sorry, family.
So that can all be, that's hereditary then. Interesting.
I would think so.
And so by age 12, were you completely
I
sightless?
was,
or was
the
it
beginning of the
gradual?
summer, I started having issues. By midsummer, I was totally blind
Oh, my goodness.
Jesus.
at the
And,
age of 12.
and how, we talk about mental health and things on
Right
here.
at puberty.
Yeah,
Imagine
I
that
was
shit.
gonna ask, like,
Yeah, my
with
biggest
going through
regret-
puberty and then the
Fuck.
mental health. Now I'm blind. Like that's
My biggest regret that year was missing the Miss USA pageant.
that's your favorite thing. Of
Jesus, how would you like?
was
The
like
only way
the
you get off
Victoria's
on
Secret.
porn is to like hear it.
He can't.
Be like, is
he
that
never
a
got
black
to
dick
see
or a
it.
white dick?
It's boring. Ooh, ah, ah. Ooh, shangalanga.
just the moan. that porn actor has a really good moan.
Oh, yeah.
to go off of. Oh man. So at 12, how do you? Did you have to do any therapy? I mean, at that point in the 80s, did they have like even therapy? Like
What they
you know,
have
for that?
is probably the oldest blind school in the Southwest in Alamogordo, New Mexico, called. I don't even want to say the name because they change it every other year. But when I was going to the school, it was the New Mexico School for the Visually Handicapped.
There's one over there off of Gibson.
That's the preschool branch.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, I've seen older people coming out of there. I don't know.
Teachers maybe. I don't know.
With sticks.
I actually went to
canes.
school with Joaquin's daughter
That's funny.
in Alamogordo.
Was she blind?
No,
Okay.
she's not blind. But Joaquin and I did a show together, kind of, maybe a year ago-ish. We did the Ultimate Comedy Fight Club, and your daughter came and walked up, and she was like, Carla? I was like, Angelina? I'm like, what? And so it was good to catch up with her. I mean, we weren't like best friends, but yeah, now I understand why she was there, because you were there at the school in Alamogordo. Is that school? It's still open, isn't it?
That
Or is it
school is
closed?
still open,
Okay.
and over the years, they've been trying to get the blind students mainstreamed into their local schools because of the issues of them being separated from family, being separated from friends,
Right.
and all about inclusion, getting the local schools to include these blind students into their regular daily curriculum activities. And
Yeah, I wonder why that
such.
is. I wonder why they like. I mean, they let mentally disabled kids into classes.
Right, like
I
the
mean, I've seen
SPED.
kids had full blown freakouts.
Yeah, like the SPED or special
like,
ed
you know
or
what I mean?
any of that.
Like in
and
Callie's class and shit. Like, why wouldn't they let deaf and blind people in? That doesn't make. And why aren't they teaching?
they need
like-
aids at that point. And the school is probably a school
We got
issue.
special ed people there. I mean, come on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's where we're at now. Where
Well, that's what they should have if they're in the classes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you, when you're a kid, do you get a choice? Could you be like, I don't want to go to this fucking blind school. I want to go to regular school. Can you do that, or?
I'm sure you could, but I didn't have any other options made to me,
Right, right.
and my parents didn't know any better either. You know,
Where were you living? Were you?
I was living in Belen.
So you were in Berlin. So you weren't too far away. But so you guys had to
4
uproot
hours
and
drive.
you guys had to uproot and leave to go to move to Alamogordo.
I did. My parents did not.
Oh, you were. They have housing there.
Yes, it's
So they
a
fucking-
residential school.
It's
Like a
beautiful.
summer
there. Yeah.
Camp, like,
Which is-
okay, we'll see you later.
Yeah.
Actually, to be honest with you, it was a great school, and I had more opportunities than my siblings did staying back home.
Okay. Did your sister go?
Diana did not know.
No, she didn't go. Okay. And so was that a choice for you that you made or your parents presented? And was that hard being away from?
Oh, hell yeah. You know,
At
first
that age.
time, 12 years old, first time being away from home for any significant time. Heartbroken, scared, just
That's
being
crazy.
nearly blinded, freaking out, wondering what's going to happen to me.
Did they have counseling and things like that?
Not
at the school
really,
for you?
no.
Especially in the 80s, I'm sure
Not in
it
the
wasn't.
80s, dude.
Yeah, now they
They were like,
probably
suck it
do.
up, buttercup.
That's
like,
That's why your guys' generations are like
Yeah.
super messed up because nobody
the
like
Generation
they-
X.
yeah, exactly. They just like messed you guys up and left you to be on your
Yeah,
own.
it's like, okay,
they're sorry,
the first of the latchkey kids.
everybody's divorced and leaving you, so have at it.
Well,
Wow.
back in those days and beyond, going even further back when people got disabilities, there was no counseling. There was nobody holding your hand, babying you.
No.
You know, you,
And they
you
shouldn't.
toughen up. It's life out there. You got to do it. Nobody's going to do it for you, you know?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So you were, and did you see your family like on the weekends? Did they come down?
I only saw them on holidays.
Wow.
Christmas, Thanksgiving.
Imagine sending your daughter to that
12.
12 years old.
I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
I'd be
And
I'd be there like I
every day.
couldn't- yeah, I
You would have
couldn't
moved there or
handle it,
something.
Yeah, they've changed their format. These days, they come on the weekends.
Okay.
The students do come on
So
the
the
weekends.
parents weren't allowed at that time to come and see you.
Yes.
Oh,
your parents
okay.
go see you all as much as they want.
Okay.
And then you just
And
stayed
it was a
in.
residential school. We had school regular academics in the morning, and a couple of the only different classes that were added were mobility skills, learning how to use a cane and travel, and learning to read Braille.
Braille.
God, that must be just like. Can you imagine? That'd be
Just relearn everything at
especially
that age. At
12,
12,
you're
yeah.
like, learning Braille, like a whole nother language.
It is a whole other language.
Yeah, you already learned how to read,
Because
write,
it's like
everything.
kanji, it's
and
like
then-
kanji characters where the Braille is like a full sentence. And some Braille, right?
You have 6 dots which represent a Braille cell, and depending on which of those dots are activated, you'll have a letter. Now, a letter by itself could mean a specific word.
See what I'm talking about, dude?
And if you have a certain dot before that letter, it can mean another letter or even a phrase.
It's like those court recorder.
Yeah, this I was
people.
just thinking
Yeah.
stenographers,
Yeah,
just like
stenographers,
the
right.
code of that. So you just have to like, so the dots are like specifically different sizes, like barely then, or are they all the same size in different locations? You just have your fingers have to be so.
Dude, it's a lot of
sensitive to this.
memorizing dots.
Yep, you got 3 dots, 1, 2, 3, going up and down on the left, and 1, 2, 3 up and down on the right.
Wow.
Oh my
So 6
goodness.
dots.
I think about and just a whole dictionary.
12 years old,
in
he's all
that.
like, I'm going to learn how to, take French or something. Nope.
Nope.
You gotta learn
time.
Braille.
buddy.
Braille. That is so. I wonder. Man, that's hard. That and sign language to me when people can learn those. Or I have a friend who has both his sight and hearing, but his parents or his grandma was deaf and blind, and he learned sign language and Braille and all these things to help
Nice.
teach
That's
other people.
amazing.
He used to work as actually at the blind school as I think to help with some of the students and things, and that was which is cool. I was like, and he was like 18 at the time. Like, you guys are
So
smart.
are you completely blind, or do you? Some blind people
Yeah,
say they
what-
see shadows and.
Degree.
I do not see anything outside of my head, outside of my body.
So no light.
My retina
or-
is wrinkled. It's floating around inside the eyeball itself. So if I sit here and I think about it and I focus on it, I see colors flashing, red, white, yellow, orange, and there's blood floating in there as well. And so sometimes it looks like a disco bulb going off in my head.
Really?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I've
I
learned,
never knew
learned
that
to
was a
ignore it
thing.
over the years.
If you really like think about being interesting, there's still flashes. And we were talking a little too on the way here because I picked you up today, and on one of the videos about the Easter Seals thing, one of them they were all describing their outfits and things to people, and I was like, well, what if somebody was just born blind? And you had the comment about just the color and how they perceive color and things as their own. For somebody who's born blind, when I describe my shirt, they don't know, that I'm wearing purple or gray.
Right. And they will interpret it in their own way, which it means something to them, in such a way that they cannot relate it to somebody who can see because you guys cannot share that experience,
It's so
Do
interesting.
they do a lot of relating with? Well, I guess since they'd never seen a cloud, they couldn't word associate.
Oh,
Anyway,
right. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I say. Like, they haven't seen certain things, so they have their own reality in their head of what things
Their own
must look
interpretation.
Well, I don't
like.
think purple looks like.
Yeah, their
microphone.
purple is their right, and so it's just so wild to we all really are living in our own realities in so many ways, and all just kind of having to mix those realities together.
But what if we're not living in a
'Cause-
reality, and
well,
the
yeah,
people
it's
that
our
are
own-
blind are actually
Right? I know. No, don't get me started on that consciousness thing. I'll go off on a spiral of just being like, what does it all mean? Existential crisis.
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Tell us the future, Joaquin.
Tell us
I know
the
it.
future. Oh
Let
my
me read the
goodness.
palm of your hand.
Yes, palm reading. Oh man, I want to ask you too about, so without getting too much into it, so you've dated then. Obviously, you've been married. You are married. Was that hard initially starting to date, being blind, or is it just like, is that a stupid question? For
And
you?
is that your
You know?
first wife, or have you had multiple ladies?
That's a stupid question.
No, but just
I've been married
You know what I
3
mean.
times.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
well, and I'm asking too, just like where are you meeting? Where have you met them? Because I'm sure at one point, maybe when you're dating younger, you might have to have a wingman around.
And were
just to
they
make your-
blind?
No. The first time I was married was to my high school sweetheart kind of thing. Got married at the age of 16.
Wow.
Okay. And she was able to see. And about 6 years later or so, we got divorced. Had Angelina, who you met.
Yes.
And then dated off and on throughout the years. And since I had a daughter, I did not want to be bringing women in and out of her life. So I pretty much just stayed single. Went out a lot, but didn't get involved enough to intrude or stress out my daughter, put it that way. And then around 2000, I got married again for the second time. Got married in October, and by December, I wanted out.
Was she blind or sight?
Sighted, no eye issues whatsoever.
No, nobody had,
No,
had sight.
And then my wife, currently, beautiful, beautiful woman, Alma. I love
She's
you
so
so
sweet.
much. You are awesome.
She's a sweet person. Yes,
Yep.
big heart. I
This-
love giving her hugs.
This year we'll be married 20 years.
Awesome.
It is.
Oh, dang. So you met her not too long after the second one.
That's right.
And obviously, you're not meeting these ladies at the blind school or at the, it's,
Are you going to bars?
Actually, I
club.
met my wife Alma while we both worked at the Census Bureau in Las Cruces in 2000.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We
you
were
worked
both
at the
working there.
Census Bureau?
I did. I got your number, bro.
All right.
He's been a boss man for a lot of years.
Well, that's one of the things that I think would be a good time to bring up. The unemployment rate for blind
Yes.
individuals pre-pandemic is anywhere between 80 and 90%. Very, very high.
Well, yeah. I mean, what?
And I knew that when I graduated high school. And I was like, well, what am I going to do with myself? I didn't know. I hated school. I didn't want to go to college. So I decided to go to massage school, and I became a massage therapist.
What?
That
Wow.
seems like an end to fill people up. Like, oops, my finger went in there. Sorry.
He's just really good with his.
I'm blind. I didn't know, man.
Oh, no, you lose your license real fast by pulling stuff like that.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Well, I mean, and that would be,
makes
that would
sense.
let a lot of women feel ease because you can't see them. So you're massaging them, you can't see them, so
yeah,
they feel
so-
like they were like,
A client, they would maybe be more at ease that you're not
Yeah,
like
I
ogling
think
them
so.
or something.
unless
Yeah.
they're like, is this motherfucker faking?
And then, you learn how to treat people and calm them down and relax them, have a soothing voice, soothing music, and get everybody all comfortable
Yeah,
and do the session.
that's
So I
awesome.
did that for quite a few years, was successful at it. Started having physical health problems,
Yeah, it wears and tears on your body. Sure.
and I was looking for something else to do. And meanwhile, I had an opportunity to work at the Census Bureau, and that's when I met my wife, Alma.
Yeah.
And we dated for a few years, and around that time, I got involved with the New Mexico Commissions for the Blind Business Enterprise Program. And that's where they train you and certify you to run snack bars / food stands / food commissaries for the state and federal government.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, and I was in Santa Fe, and I was running 4 cafes over there.
Wow. Yeah, you own like coffee shops and stuff, right?
Well, the state
the
owned them.
cafe.
I had the contract to run
So
them.
you ran. That's so cool. Did you enjoy that, or was that?
I loved it. I loved it
And that was-
because I was my own boss. I didn't have to worry about somebody hiring me or firing me. And that's the point of this whole part of this conversation. Is that I was self-employed. I did not have to ask anybody for a job.
Have you ever been, Carla? Have you ever been blind ever, like partially ever in your life?
Yeah, sometimes when I get bad migraines, one of my eyes will go blind for a little while.
Oh.
I think the longest though is lasted was like 24 hours maybe. But it was only ever been one at a time.
Well,
Have you experienced?
Yeah, I used to weld and got sunburned on my eyes. Have you ever gotten that?
No, I didn't know
dude,
that was possible.
That's the fucking worst.
From
feeling.
welding?
Yeah, you get. I can't remember what it's called. Flash burn.
Oh,
Yeah.
flash burns.
And
Oh my
it
gosh.
is the worst fucking feeling. It feels like razor blades on your eyeballs.
And it
And
go ahead.
it's bad. And like you can't even see. Like your eyes are constantly watering. I mean,
Oh my
it's
god.
bad.
Yeah, I knew a guy at Las Cruces who was a
Oh.
welder, and they issued out new visors.
Yeah.
And he was a veteran. He said, "These are not dark enough for what you want me to be doing." And they says, "Yeah, just go ahead and do it." And he ended up going totally blind
Oh my goodness.
because that visor did not keep out the bad rays, I guess.
Yeah,
that
I was a
it's
dumbass.
supposed to.
Were you wearing a visor?
Well, there was another guy welding, and I would look over because it's so like.
Oh.
Like you're just like,
You're just
and
watching.
just that little bit fucking burns your
no.
eyeballs. Like very.
So it wasn't
eyes
even
are
you
so
welding at the moment.
No,
Oh my
your eyes are
goodness.
so sensitive.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, I guess if you're actually doing not wearing a visor, especially when it's dark enough, like yeah, you definitely might go blind. I did not learn something
yeah.
horribly.
You didn't know that? Like,
Not
oh,
really. I mean, I know that you had to protect your eyes, but I thought it was more from like any sparkage.
yeah, that's what they tell you. Don't ever look at
But, you know,
the well.
sun.
That
Yeah.
does kind of
Or
make
the sun.
sense because I did whenever the big whatever eclipse happened, like 2017. There was like a big eclipse, and I remember my brother-in-law's a welder. Shout out to Jesse.
Yeah, he
and
brought out
he
the things.
brought out a welding mask, and so I could look at it
Right.
through that.
Same,
that makes sense.
same
now.
intensity of
The
heat
sun.
coming off
Yes.
the sun and the welding.
Crap. Oh my gosh, that is wild. So you started working with the commission, running.
Yep,
all of
I had
this.
the 4
Are you-
cafes in Santa Fe, and when I opened my 4th shop, that's when I married Alma, and I put her to work right away.
and
Right
that
in the
was
4th shop.
that's all in Albuquerque,
That was in Santa Fe.
in Santa Fe, and then you've been here.
From there, we closed up and moved to Artesia, and I ran we ran a bar, or we ran a pub for the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center, FLETC,
Oh,
there
yeah.
in Artesia, and that's where they train all your border patrol and air marshals and stuff like that. And did very well there. Went to Hawaii, ran a shop there.
Dang.
Yep, and things didn't quite work out there, so I went to Washington, and then my health started getting really bad then, and I had we had a coffee shop and a espresso bar, and we were doing well, but the month that we opened, I had surgery. Right, they operated, broke my freaking leg,
Oh my goodness.
sent me home to recover for 4 months or so, and I was bedridden.
What was
Didn't
the
want me up.
surgery supposed to be?
I had my hip joints were deteriorating.
Okay, but they broke your leg in the process.
Yes, because they had to basically cut off the ball joint and then hammer a prosthesis into the hollow part of the leg.
Oh my gosh.
While hammering it in, it went crooked and came out the back part of the leg.
Oh my gosh. Oh, how was like the recovery from that? I mean,
It was tough. It was painful. It was rough. And like I said, we had just opened our shops, and I couldn't work. Almost started going to the shops early in the morning to open, coming home 9 o'clock at night. And we had no life. I was in pain all the time. We had Leilani and Alikai, my 2 daughters. They were very young. And I told her, this is no way to live. I don't feel good. I don't know when I'll be able to get back to work, basically. So we closed up the shop almost exactly a year later and moved here to Albuquerque.
That's so awesome. And so, real quick, we've been talking so much about this. We've got about like 5 to 10 minutes left. We're talking comedy. I appreciate you for all your things. And it could even be comedy with disabilities. Now that we know more of your story, you're here in Albuquerque. When did you start comedy?
In 2018, that was the year I moved back to Albuquerque.
Oh, wow. You were only like a year before me or a year and a half.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, we're real close together.
Yeah, I thought you had been doing it a lot
Angel,
longer. Yep.
me, Bear, and
Chuck,
several other people.
Actually, Chuck, our next guest, started maybe a couple months after me. He'll be up here soon. So what made you start comedy and like?
It was something that I always wanted to do. In fact, when I was back in Las Cruces, back in 2000, I was involved in a playwriting program with the community center, and they had a big block party for the mayor. Mm-hmm. And says, "Oh, it would be cool if we had a comedian." They said, "Joaquin, would you like to do comedy?" I said, "Sure." So I did like a 15-minute set in front of like 800 people. That was the first time I've ever did
15
comedy.
minutes?
Yeah.
Your first time? How did it go?
People were clapping and applauding and laughing, so I think it went well.
Oh my God.
But then at that point, I had to decide: do I want to pursue comedy or do I go for the sure thing and make the bucks?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I went for the sure thing, make the bucks, and now I'm able to pursue comedy. Yeah, I will.
Yeah. That's so awesome. Yeah, and you've been out doing shows and seen you at some of the mics, but you are a very disciplined writer. Like, you write a lot.
Oh yeah, I spend like 3 to 4 hours every day writing.
3 to 4. I need that discipline. 3 to 4 hours a day. Wow. And you said you write on your MacBook.
I do. Yes.
And when you're writing, do you sit and, like, what's your process? Do you sit and have an idea? Do you sit and just come up with something?
All day long, every day, I come up with thoughts and concepts and ideas, and I'll record it onto my phone. And then the next day, I'll plug it into the computer. And then at the end of the week, I'll go over all those premises. All right, this is what I can work on. And, oh, this would go good with that, and that would go good over here. And just start building sets like that.
That's so awesome. Oh my God. Do you do any like voice recording at home? I used to do this more of like where I then talk by myself into like my phone and then play it back to see what it sounds like. I need to go back to that.
Well, that's when I'm rehearsing to do a show or something like
gotcha.
that. And again, very, very disciplined with that. I'll rehearse it, learn the words. Then you got to learn the attitude. Then you got to learn the gestures. Because comedy is more than just telling a joke.
Right.
It's all about how you're delivering it and your body language and stuff like that.
Delivery, timing, yeah, body language.
Where you need to slow down, where you need to rush.
Would you say you have like a certain style that you feel like you found your voice, or do you feel like you kind of just try a lot of different things?
I'm trying a lot of different things. When I first started, I was muy cochino, which is a lot of fun. Blue humor is fun.
It is fun.
It's also the easiest. But I already came to the realization I am not going to be a road dog comic traveling crisscrossing the country, hitting the Chitlin shows and stuff like that. So again, this comes from being independent, blind entrepreneur. I got to figure out, well, what's the easiest, fastest way for me to get to where I want to be, and that's being employed full time as a comic. And like I said, it's not going to be doing strip bars and stuff. Although I'll do them and I'll have fun doing them.
Right.
But I want to get hit more towards churches and corporate.
Oh yeah.
shows
Okay.
And military shows and stuff like that, where they pay you to go, they pay for your transportation. I don't have to worry about a driver.
That's so, and like I know like college circuits and
Yeah.
there's a lot of things.
And here in New Mexico, I wouldn't mind doing the college circuit because the buses go all up and down I-25. I can go from Santa Fe all the way to El Paso,
Yeah,
Las
yeah.
Cruces and branch out to Alamogordo, come
the
around
whole
through
thing,
Reynosa,
yeah.
whatever.
Dude, that's awesome. So, in wrapping up, do you have any shows or anything coming up that you want to promote other than your Easter Seals?
What's coming up next is First Friday's Comedy Contest with Rusty at the Tractor.
At the Tractor. That's going to be
That
May
one
1st.
is so much fun because there's so many people that are so packed.
That one gets really packed out.
Oh, yeah.
Every time. Even like the outside, people are just like sitting on the outside area. I like that one. I did that one last month. didn't place again, so I won't be back. But I'll probably come. I'll probably come by to watch. I think that's. And then First Fridays always land with Art Walk as well. Art Walk's still going on, guys. So go check that out. Like before you go ahead to the First Fridays. And you've done gong shows here too as well.
Oh, the gong show's a ball. Last month I did the German Club, Lucky's Laughs.
Oh, okay.
And I did a Kevin Kennedy show at the Hopper.
Okay, right out in Rio Rancho. That's not too far from you then?
No. That's what I like about that one.
I was like, I don't do the Kevin shows anymore, but to each their own. Just kidding. To each their own. Oh, that's awesome, man. Is there anything else you want to share before we wrap up? I can't. That hour just flew by.
I think that we should make this 2 episodes.
Are we doing 2 episodes today?
Yeah, because we got to set up Chuck and all that shit. You really want to do a 10-minute intermission?
No, I was gonna have us do it while we talk.
Do what?
Setting up.
What?
Like it's just 2 minutes. Mine's like pretty much ready, and then he just needs to plug in to your board.
Yeah, no, I got to get a cord out.
Oh, he probably brought his cord.
All right, well, we'll see.
Guys, stick around. No, I promise it will work. Guitars don't take that long.
Yeah, but
no.
nobody's going to
This is
stick
live.
around for 5 minutes while we do all
No, that's
that.
why we're gonna talk while we do that. Because he just has to bring in his guitar and like throw you a chord, right?
Yeah, but we got a blind guy on the set that we have to get out of here. And I
It'll
have
take
to move cameras.
2 minutes. All right, then we can make it 2 episodes. That's fine. If that's easy for you, Larry.
No, it's fine. We'll do it your way.
No. Okay, we can do it your way. Well, you guys can watch Chuck on Wednesday.
Your way.
We can stop it because you're right.
No,
we do have to.
we'll
We do have to
we'll do it
figure
your-
out
no, We're
right.
going to do it your way.
Are you just hanging around for Chuck, Joaquin, or
Yes.
Okay, because I'm gonna take him back home if that's cool. So we don't have that much moving around. He just needs to sit somewhere.
Where?
Oh my God. Larry hates me today. I'm throwing out
Well,
things,
number one,
and
you
he's
were
just being a
fucking-
defiant.
Number one, you're fucking
That is
late.
not. I
Number
almost
two-
canceled because I can't walk, dude. Like
Well,
I can't drive my truck right now. If you guys don't know, I lost feeling in my left leg, so I can't drive a stick.
And I forgot about that, so it made me look like a complete asshole
yeah.
right now. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Well, so I panicked and I was like, "All right, Dad. Well, I guess you gotta come get me." But he was in a meeting, so he couldn't come until later. So, yeah. But I mean
that's
it.
because you're hanging around with French people. That's why.
Well, no.
I honestly might have pulled a muscle during sex
I
and it
bet.
like destroyed my back. The first time I got a herniated TMI, but the first time I got a herniated disc, I was 24,
And we still haven't
and it was
talked
during
about,
sex.
And we still haven't talked about that whole mess. We have to talk about it because it's Carla V Thinks
Yeah,
Out
I
Loud.
know we will. I'll talk with Chuck. Just boys and crazy. Okay. Okay. For all those men out there, don't say sweet nothings if you don't mean it, please, because it leads people on. Am I right or wrong, Wookie?
Hey, leave me
Are you a
out of this
smooth
one.
operator?
been married 20 years.
Are you an honest man or a smooth operator?
Hey, I want to tell you what. I am totally blind, and we do it with feeling, baby.
Oh, that's so
And you
great.
snorted.
I did. I got to snort
Must be
once
good.
per
That was a
episode.
snorter.
That was a snorter. What are we doing, Larry? We're stalling it. Chuck has been here for a minute. He's been
Where
waiting
is he?
outside. He's been waiting out there. I told him to
Why?
come in because I didn't want him like barreling through while we were.
What does it matter? We're already into this
What? How?
mess.
It's not a mess. Are you kidding?
Numb legs.
Half the
and
BS shows them
lateness.
yelling over each other. So what are you talking about? This bitch is getting too drunk and
Something. Oh, yeah. the
Oh, that's
last-
me. That's
yeah,
usually me.
yeah. That was the last
Chuck
one.
and I
Remember
told
that
you this
shit?
could be a fine and awkward exchange. I don't care. Hi, Chuck. Chuck is here, guys, in the background.
Yay,
Dog's
Chuck.
going
We're
nuts.
just gonna
Chuck is one of my favorite comedians.
yeah, we
around
just have
here.
to like move something really quick. We are gonna put a quick intermission. Joaquin, I really appreciate you so
Anytime,
much
man.
for
Give
this.
me a call,
I
we'll do
appreciate
it again.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. You can stick
Absolutely.
around and watch our shenanigans. We are gonna put like just a 1 minute maybe
We'll see.
hold, and then we'll come on and still have a
We'll
mess.
see.
We just have to move that camera real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Guys,
Hang on,
stick around.
everybody.
How about everybody get something to drink, get a snack. All right,
Carla's
go check
probably-
on your kid
Carla's
who's been
probably
playing
gonna
by
go-
themselves for an
Carla's
hour.
probably going to go
All
fucking
right.
pee too. So.
I might go pee as well. All right, that actually might probably should happen because if not, I'll be trying to play guitar and sing, and it's just gonna come out because of all the feelings. All right, okay, I appreciate you so
All right,
much.
thank you, everybody. Thank you, Larry.
all.
Yeah, brother.
All right.
Oh yeah. We're back. I hope you enjoyed the softcore porn music. If you're listening to this in the future, I hope you fast forwarded through that and you're not an idiot.
I told you it was gonna be. I told you. I knew it was gonna be 5 fucking minutes. That song's 2:30.
All right, everybody write into the podcast and Carla V Thinks Out Loud on Instagram and tell Larry, I just fast forwarded it. Tell us if you watched it live or not. Or maybe they were fucking to it and it was just long enough for them to finish.
Maybe.
It's podcast and chill instead of Netflix and chill now.
Yeah.
All right. All right, we're back. And we got our second guest today. It is Chuck Parker.
Hey,
Comedian
how's it
Chuck
going?
Parker. It's good to have you, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We did it. We did it. We set up some guitars. We both peed. We did our thing, and we're back. Man, if you guys have listened to the past episodes, thank you very much. But also, if you listen to the past one with Chuck Parker, you know why we're having him as our first repeat guest, actually, because you never really were a guest. Sort of.
Not
You were.
technically. We got like weird COVID. I can't remember the scenario. I think it was just like, possible exposure. Or
Yes.
something.
Caleb Mulkey had COVID, and somebody else had COVID. But, like it was
7
like
people got COVID at the same
my
time.
parents had
Yeah.
Hold on one
COVID.
second. For some reason, we don't have sound on
We haven't had sound on.
Chuck.
That's fine. He has only said things. So it's fine. Yes.
No, for real, we don't have any sound on that mic.
We don't have any sound.
Is it-
How about now?
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Yeah, we were just saying that you were like sort of a guest, but everybody had like COVID when you tried to come on in December.
Yeah.
So we were all tech issues, mostly me, of course.
We had a comical amount of tech
It
issues.
was like it went past bad back to funny. So I wanted to have you and give you like the respect that, to have you in person and give you a sure fine interview here. Joaquin and I mentioned you before that. We mentioned before that, we were, Joaquin started a little before me and then you right after I did. So technically I think we're kind of the same class.
We're
at
about
least
the
you
same.
and I.
Yeah.
I think like
yeah.
you, me, and Angel, and maybe Bear if he's still doing it somewhere. But yeah, and you were just, man, rocking and rolling. Let's talk.
Right
let's go right
on.
into that. I mean,
Right
that's
on.
kind of why we wanted to have you on, was to promote a lot of the cool stuff that you have got going on in the comedy
Yeah.
scene.
Well, I guess this week we've got I'm headlining a show at Voodoo Girl Pizza and Pints.
Nice.
And we've got that's Tyler's show.
Okay, I
that
was going to
he's
ask who's
hosting.
producing. Tyler
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay.
Yeah, so that's a really good one. And then I'm producing a show at B2B Garden Brewery, and that'll be
Nice.
Friday the 22nd, Earth Day.
This month, 27th. Okay.
Mhm, yeah, and I'm hosting that, and Kurt Fletcher is the headliner. So that's going to be,
great.
and we're already selling tickets. So,
That's going to be
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
And this is going to be, what, your second show there?
second show, yeah.
How do you like producing? I mean, is that...
I like it. I mean, it's one of those things that it's like I don't know. I'm intrigued by the challenge of it, and trying to promotion has always been not my strongest suit. So I'm trying to take that on and get good at promotion.
Yeah,
because if you kind of want to do this, I mean, you gotta. You're at the mercy of whoever is promoting, so
Yeah,
you
it's
might
not
as well
just
get good at promoting.
the art, it's like all the other things behind. And
yeah.
you, I mean, I imagine, because playing in music, and we'll get to more of that talk later, doing bands and stuff, did you learn through that how to produce shows, or is that something you even knew about then? Like,
I think that's why I'm trying to get into it, is because I spent a lot of my music career waiting for somebody to promote, and if I would have taken that on myself, maybe I would have had a more successul music career.
gotcha.
So that was like, I was always like, I'm the artist. Somebody else promotes, or whatever.
Is that mostly how it is in music?
Uh,
Or is that just how you thought it was?
That's how I thought it was.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think in this day and age, it's like you kind of have to be the personality. You are your own brand. You have to, be.
Do me a favor, Chuck. Bring that mic up to you, man.
Yeah.
Come on. You're a musician, dude. I mean, really? I have to say all this? Come on.
Hey, come on.
Hey.
I'm not the one that placed the mic.
But I told you.
I was sitting right here.
I told you
I was
you could
sitting
touch
here.
the mic.
I know I can touch it.
If you want to see more of this energy, go to shows. This is, show Chuck comes out.
Yeah.
Man, this is gonna be an interesting dynamic. Today's just a whole fun dynamic of
It
people.
is fun.
It is just a fun time. So yeah, you're doing shows. You just went on out of town. Oh wait, before we do that, Wednesday. Let's talk about Wednesdays now. What are you doing Wednesdays?
Wednesday, I am doing an open mic at the original Red Velvet and Pink Rhino clothing store, which is like a vintage clothing store that sells beer. And it is on Wednesday. It is called The Humpening. So
The Humpening,
for
guys.
obvious reasons. But it's a fun mic.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
They're on Amherst and Central.
Amherst and Central.
And then on Mondays, the mic is like across the street of Amherst. On Lizard Tail,
Yeah.
right?
Lizard Tail. They have the
Yeah.
mic on Mondays, so that's the.
So if you find one and have trouble finding the other one, just go outside and look straight out.
if you ever have trouble finding Lizard Tail, you could be at the Humpening, and if you go out the door and go straight down that alleyway, then you're at the Monday mic.
You
at
got
Lizard
it.
Tail, so.
The Humpening. Are you guys doing it in that back room then, or like at the
We're doing it in the
very-
front. I mean, we're just kind of doing it in the front.
haven't been yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's just a weird aesthetic. You know, there's like a freaking.
There's too much.
There's some
much
gremlin.
with-
There's some
Oh, there we
gremlin
go.
going
We're
on.
back. We should be back up now.
Yeah.
Give me 10 seconds. I follow 10 seconds. I got you.
Yeah, we're back up. Keep going.
Okay, Carla was blaming the
And
technical
we're back.
difficulties.
I'm blaming Chuck for tech issues.
It's always
Everybody's blaming me.
Yeah.
Everybody always blames me for the tech issues. I'll
back up,
like
right?
walk up to a register and just stops working.
Yeah, we're back
Shit
up.
rolls
We're good.
Or like I'll call something and they're like, "Oh, my whole computer just went down. That's weird. That's never
For
happened." I'm
some
like,
reason,
"Of
when you're
course."
on-
Yep.
Because you know, when
And
you're on
then-
Xfinity, you get that little Xfinity thing where you can go anywhere and get the hotspot.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was on, and then it transferred over to our main. Now it's much better.
Ooh,
Yeah.
the main. I think I've just been electrocuted so many times it just affects like the...
Not like we have a 5-minute intermission. Now we had a 2-minute fucking.
Got this. Appreciate it. You guys for sticking around. Okay, just fast forward through that if you're in the future. All right,
in the
just
future.
stick with us. We got this. Okay. So the Humpening.
The Humpening.
The Humpening. So that's Wednesdays at what time? 8 p.m.
We start doing the sign up at 7, and then we'll do the show at 8. So yeah.
And you're hosting that, Mike.
I am
right?
hosting that.
Do you like
yeah.
hosting?
I do. I mean, it's new thing for sure. But I mean, like that's like one of those things. If you want to start doing the club circuit, they want you to MC. So it's a skill that I'm trying to build. The hosting.
That's something that I have yet to do
you'll be good.
or
You'll
been
be great.
asked. I would like to try it someday. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll just start asking people like that I know that have a mic that would maybe let me host one night. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Like a guest host. Just kidding. I'm just
I-
kidding. As I stare you down. Maybe
Yeah,
somebody
well,
I know. Just kidding.
If I do a show at Revel, I would love for you to guest
Oh,
host.
I just mean a mic. I was like, start me out on a mic, guest hosting, then maybe I'll do a show. But show Revel. I
No,
mean,
that's what I'm
it'd be
saying.
fun.
My mic, because it's on
Oh, the
Wednesday.
mic at the Revel. Yeah. Oh, that'd be. Oh, I get what you're saying. If you're doing
Yeah.
a show on Wednesdays, because we also sometimes have Revel Wednesdays.
Revel Wednesday.
All right, more comedy talks. You were just out of town.
Yep. Did a show in Colorado Springs with Carlos Medina.
Oh wow.
So it was fun. It
That's
was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What you
Yeah.
went up with 2 other comedians? Or
Yep. Corey Herrera. And who else did we have? We
Did
had
Trip go?
Trip went with when we went out to Denver
Oh,
last.
okay.
So
you've been multiple times lately.
yeah, yeah,
Gotcha.
and I, the life of me, can't remember the names of the 2 guys right now, and I feel
Santa Fe
bad.
guys?
But
Sam?
no, those guys are.
Oh, the
the ones
comedians
that
of
we
them.
were with, yeah, they were local.
Mhm.
One from Trinidad and one from Colorado Springs.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
yeah, Jose McCall was one of them.
So you've done how
Yeah.
many shows up there now?
Nathan.
Jose McCall.
I don't know how many shows.
Up there?
4 or 5, 6, something like that. Yeah.
That's awesome. And was that
Yeah.
your first time out of state?
It was first time out of state. Yeah, and I'm supposed to be going to El Paso here pretty soon. So
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Are you going down with anyone or just
I'm gonna go down with let's see, it's gonna be Jamara and Benny.
Jamar and Ben? Oh, Benny. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Where are you guys going to be performing? Do you know?
Gosh, I can't remember the name
Is
of the
that
venue
Mona?
of this thing. I think
Mona, Cena.
I'd have to use
don't know.
my cheat sheet to look at it because I just found out
That'll be
about it. I
fun.
just found out about it today. So
That'll be fun.
yeah, but I'll be
Okay.
halved up. I'm sure like
That's
here pretty
awesome.
soon.
Ah, well, Pausa people, look out for Chuck Parker. Both of these gentlemen, too, will have all their info down below, so
No, it's
you
in the
guys can see
description
that.
already.
Descriptions, we have all of that ready for you. You guys can follow both of them and what they're doing. And we're going. So are you doing, do you feel like you're doing comedy pretty much full-time, or do you still have, like, full-time jobs?
I'm trying. I think what would be more accurate to say is that I'm working part-time, and it's like I'm just so that I have the time to put as much effort into this as I am doing it full-time. I mean, I'm not like making like full-time money or anything like that,
but it's your full-time
But
passion
yeah,
at
it's
this
my
point.
full-time attention for
That's
sure.
awesome.
Yeah.
And then now Chuck is also in a band called Duke City Riot, so you guys can check him out on Spotify, anywhere else you can listen to music.
Yeah.
And juggling that, is that something you're still doing pretty often, playing with the guys? Or?
Yeah, I mean, we do our rehearsals and stuff like that. I mean, we've got an album that we've been trying to release for the past 3 years, and it's just having the money to finish it. And so, no, we play out. I mean, like, well, it's just kind of like maybe once a month we'll go and do a show.
That's still
so,
awesome, man.
Yeah.
Oh man! And how long have you guys been together?
Like 12 years.
12 years.
That's been a long time. Yeah, it's
And
been
you-
like since 2011, something like that.
Is same members, or have there been any battles with somebody?
same members, but then we added Billy like 3 years ago. So
And you do a lead guitar, lead singer?
I
bass?
play bass.
Bass, that's right.
I'm a bass player and lead singer, and I'm really more of a singer than I am a instrumentalist, as you'll see. But
Hey, me too. We're
yeah,
there. I think I started guitar because I wanted to sing. You know, and I just felt weird just singing a cappella at random. Mostly because my middle sister would just like sing at me all the time in random places, and it was just like it just seemed weird. I don't know. Get a guitar, play guitar or something.
Yeah.
Stop trying to talk to you. Stop singing.
It certainly
Singing
helps.
is for a guitar, okay?
Yeah, if you just start randomly singing at people, that they find that odd.
Yeah, it was annoying because she wouldn't listen to
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I'm like, stop singing, just listen to what I'm saying. Shout out to Carla Vasquez, my middle sister. Poop on you. Just kidding. I get to see her this summer, so that's good. Oh man. So and in bands, you started playing instruments when then?
Like when I was 17. So,
Bass for the first one, or?
Yeah, well, I started playing guitar, and then I switched over to bass when I realized that was like a way to get into a band, because nobody. Yeah.
I looked up on.
It's like being a drummer.
Yeah.
Bands are always looking for a drummer, and if
Yeah.
you've got all the drums, then
Yeah.
you're in the band, no matter how good you play. Like
Yeah, everybody wants to play guitar.
So
Yeah.
recently, it was like, I don't know why. I don't know. I was looking up to double check bass guitars with 2 S's, and sometimes I'm just like, I get it backwards, the fish and the guitar. So I looked it up because I was
It's the same.
typing out something, bass guitar, and then below it says, bass guitar is usually a very easy instrument to play. If you can play for 3 or 4 weeks, you can easily play in a rock band that shows. like already you can be in a band playing shows.
That's pretty
and you
much
play for
what it
3
is.
weeks.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, I should have picked that.
It's the guy that's like hanging around, and it's
It's
like
the guy that's holding
yeah.
the rhythm. Like,
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
See, I don't want to hold the rhythm though. Like the
Yeah.
drumming and the bass are the scary ones to me because it's like holding. The,
Unless you're a Les Claypool or a Geddy
Holding
Lee, you're not, or a Flea maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe a Flea.
Flea is
You got to
amazing.
keep the tempo.
It's a marriage between the drums and guitars,
Yeah.
essentially.
That's exactly what it
so
is.
you're reinforcing the bass notes, but you're also on that kick.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. It's actually like a pretty.
Explaining
I
that.
mean, I love bass. You know,
And
I
if you
mean,
can play bass, you can play keyboards.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Can you play keyboards?
I can if I try.
Do you have a keyboard? Pull out the
No,
keyboard. Let's
what
make
are
this
you-
match.
What are you calling me on this?
Bring out the baby grand piano. Patty, will you please
like a-
roll out the
I
piano?
didn't say well. I mean, can figure
You
out.
can be like kid cat piano.
Yeah, figure out. Keyboard cat.
Are you one of those guys that can hear a song and be able to play it?
Yeah.
For
Oh,
real?
wow. That's
Yeah.
cool.
That's
I mean,
awesome. That's a huge.
I mean, I can figure out stuff. I mean, not like immediately, you know. I mean, but I can usually figure out stuff by ear. I mean, that's how I figured out.
Most of it.
Most
Yeah,
of
and we
it.
didn't really have that. I mean, a lot of people, even when I was younger, they pretty much just played by ear because we didn't have like internet tabs. and
Yeah.
things
Oh,
like
yeah. I
that
never learned how to
learn
play
from.
music. Like both my kids know how to like read music, you know, but I don't. I mean,
Your kids both play?
hmm
Oh my gosh, why did I
Yeah.
only think you had one? I don't know. You're like, yeah, they're What do they play?
Let's see. Oboe, clarinet, bari saxophone, and I think that's it. I think that they've like branched out into like other instruments, and they both play bass.
Oh, cool.
I remember I tried
so cool.
like, you know, in I think it had to be like elementary school, like 6th grade or something. You wanted to play an instrument.
Mm-hmm.
So for some reason, like all the other instruments were picked except for trombone.
Yeah.
And I come to find out that trombone was like the basically the idiot that fucking plays an instrument. It was like a month, and I said, "Fuck this."
I don't blame you. Those hurt my lips. I also like how you say trombone.
Trombone, yeah.
Trombone.
It's like how it's how Robert Eister's girlfriend says Down syndrome. Trombone and the Down syndrome. I'm sorry. It's just the way people say things I notice because like my hearing's interesting. At least my legs. At least I can use my left leg. My left leg was numb. And yesterday I was like,
we have a callback there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was like, you're always late. I was like, yeah, I had to figure out how to get here because I can't drive my truck because I can't feel this leg from like here down.
Because she's been having sex. That's why.
Yeah,
with French dudes.
That's what happens. Yeah,
had a week.
That's what happens.
Week-long
with the
fling.
French dudes. Yeah.
Week-long fling. And then, but at least I got good sex for a week, so that's I guess that all that comes from it. That's fine. But my left leg also went numb.
And we found out that he is circumcised, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh wow.
Larry was
interesting.
No, I was just talking about something, and Larry asked, "Is he's uncircumcised, right?"
And
I
was from France, and fucking all those European dudes
asked.
have
that's a peculiar American thing to be circumcised and not Jewish.
Well, he's
exactly. He's plastic surgery. That's what the
He's French and West African, so I don't know.
Even more circumcised, like.
So he's circumcised.
So I wonder if he got it done like later on in life or something.
I don't know though. I did have a friend that got it done like age 12 because he chose to.
I heard of a dude getting it done in his 30s.
Yeah,
could be possible. Yeah, he was just wondering. But that was but now my left leg's dumb, and I was said to my dad things yesterday about it, and he was saying, "Oh, you can't hop around today." I was like, "Yeah, okay, no hopping." And you sent that thing of the hopping, which is funny. You didn't even know my left leg was numb. No. Yeah, and it's been like
with
that.
No leg and no arm, and she comes up. Happy Easter.
She was so cute. She was like, "Happy Easter." I was like, "You're adorable." But yeah, then and then I sent my dad the just like poster, whatever, of My Left Foot, that Daniel Day-Lewis movie. I just sent it to him. I was like, "Get the wheelchair ready, Dad."
When he went full retard with.
Don't use that word.
Well, he did. He like went way overboard.
No, he was very methody.
He just went overboard in
Super
the whole acting. Yeah,
method.
everybody was like, "Boy, it's almost offensive."
Well, that's why we need people from the Easter Seals to do actual roles instead of having some Hollywood rich people pretend. Do you know what I mean? Pretend and be offensive.
What are you talking about?
The Easter Seals for the disabled. When we're talking to Joaquin.
Jerry Lewis stuff?
No, that's where they pick out actors now for things, is some of these film projects that they do. And then some of the disabled kids or adults or whatever can get picked to be in like big movies and things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. They need an Easter Seals person instead of Daniel Day-Lewis.
Right. Yeah.
Damn.
See, I'm like, we keep coming back to things that I wasn't
filling
here
you.
for.
I'm filling you in.
Are they like seals, like
Easter
like?
Easter Seals.
Easter Seals is a group. It's a group that helps support disabled people.
You don't like feed them fish or anything like that?
No seals. No Navy SEAL. It's not the Navy SEAls on Easter.
Okay.
It's not.
It's Navy Beal, the Navy McBeal, the Navy SEAL.
Wasn't it the
It's
Easter
a foundation
Seals,
for
like
Easter Seals.
It had something to do with like money or something. That's why they were calling it seals.
Oh, like a seal.
Yeah.
We're thinking seals like the sea, and they're thinking seal, like sealing a letter. Anyway, we digress. Being in bands.
Anyway, being in bands, comedy
and bands. I'm just hoping the feeling comes back someday. You can try cutting me.
You could have sex with a German dude and see if the other.
Do you know what he did do the other day though?
Like, evens out.
The other day when it started, because it's been going on since Friday. I haven't been. I'm not called picking. Yeah. He took a knife. He's like, just trust me. And this is when we're still liking each other and things are fine. And he took a knife and was like, drag just to see how far.
French dude?
Yeah, just to see. He was poking and dragging it a little bit just to see how much feeling it had across the whole leg to see which.
He's in a knife play. I knew that shit.
Larry, not everything's sexual.
How do you know? This guy's
No, because we even talked about.
But
He said,
France.
"Hold on." He said, he was like, "Oh, what are you into? This and that." I said, "Just don't make me don't cut me or make me bleed or anything." He's like, "Oh no, I would never did that."
That's what he wanted to do something.
No, he
like.
didn't. He was trying to help me, and he massaged my leg, and he helped pop my hip into place, and it I kind of got this much feeling back, but then now it's just gone again. So he was trying to be helpful for a while before he was gaslighting me.
What you need to do is fuck a German dude. and then maybe the other leg will go numb, and it'll be kind of like the Franco-Prussian War, reenacted
Reenacted through my legs.
through your legs.
Oh. No, but I can drive my stick truck. Do you drive a stick? You have a truck
I do.
too.
I bet
Sorry.
you pinched some
You're a
kind of
truck
nerve,
man.
like some kind of French sexual position.
No, I know I did. I already have like a herniated disc and like whatever from sex when I was 22.
That happens.
God, you're so damaged, dude.
No, I just have rough sex. Sorry to my family. Anyway, back to Chuck Parker, our guest for the day.
That sounded bad, what I said.
Welcome.
You're so damaged.
Welcome to Carla V is damaged.
Carla V
We
thinks
have-
out loud about how damaged she is.
Carla V tells everyone. Yeah.
It's like you have a slip disc, and they're like throwing you into bookcases, or fucking holy shit.
Carla V thinks about her damage. Today hi Chuck Parker.
Hey.
Okay, no, I did have a real question about bands, and I don't know where we're going. But singing, were you just like? I always ask dudes, especially because it's like not a thing for like little boys, especially growing up with us. Like it was like a girly thing that they would say of like, you know what I mean, like that, like oh boys don't sing and they play. Right?
Yeah, all these
When were
emotions
you?
and shit.
When were you just like, hey, I can sing and I want to sing?
I didn't want to sing. Like I totally did not want to sing. I was like really.
See, that's what singers say.
I wanted to play bass and sit in the background and have like nobody pay attention to me. But it turned out that when I was in bands, that I would always like dealing with singers sucks. Like lead singers in particular just sucks.
Yeah,
they're
they're
usually
terrible.
douchebags. So I
They
just
are
decided.
terrible. They are.
Yeah,
No, they
I
are.
just started singing
dated
because
a
it's like
couple.
okay,
out
I'm
of all the
competent.
all the
Yeah.
bands that I've done sound for, like
Yeah.
back in the day with like working at Grams and shit, especially country bands,
Yeah.
the lead singers.
They're terrible.
Worst.
They're
lead
the
singers
worst.
are
They're the
worst.
worst person in the band usually. They're like, I mean, usually
dated a couple of things.
they're terrible.
Yeah.
I started doing it and I was like, okay, I'm competent at this. But then it was like, okay, actually, you're pretty good at this. And it's, okay, you're actually better at singing than you
Oh,
are
that's
at
awesome.
other stuff. So I was
And
like,
you're
all
like,
right,
wait, I love this.
all right, well, we'll go along with that.
And you were like a teenager, like
I
first
was,
starting bands.
I was like 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome.
How old are you, Chuck?
I'm 43.
Okay, so you're 10 years younger than me.
And
So your years were the 90s.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
90s. Yeah, what bands were like influencing you at that time?
Definitely
Silverchair.
all of the stuff that was out. Was it
Forgot about
Silverchair?
Silverchair. Anna song.
It was like it was like the Violent Femmes and
Oh, there
like
you go.
freaking
Nice.
Soundgarden.
That's actually
and,
80s.
Well, yeah, it is
Soundgarden.
80s. Yeah, but shit.
That was
man,
my
I'm trying
kind
to
of shit.
think.
Violent Femmes, Misfits.
Alice in Chains. All that stuff that was out at the time. Fucking Tool was like a big one. The Toadies.
Yeah.
The Toadies was like a big.
Remember Helmet?
Yeah, Helmet.
Helmet.
Yeah.
Remember those guys? That's
Yeah,
a
there was
really-
great music. I mean,
It was an interesting time of music.
Stone Temple Pilots.
Stone Temple Pilots. Was
Oh
a big
yeah,
one.
STP.
Yeah, but I was always into
Primus.
classic rock. Yeah, Primus was a big
Oh,
one.
that was
yeah.
a big
Primus.
one for me.
Yeah, Primus was a big
90s.
one. You listen to like
Fugazi.
fucking Fugazi,
Oh, I
like
love
Pavement,
Mr. Bungle.
Mr. Bungle,
Faith No More.
Faith No More. Like yeah, shit. I listened to a lot of classic rock though. Like even like back then, I was like listening to 70s stuff.
Was that
So-
influencing like your
Pantera.
parents?
Yeah,
course.
Pantera.
Oh,
yeah.
I remember that time.
Yeah, I was
Do you
definitely
ever-
into
let me-
metal.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Being a metal guy, for some reason, like I was a huge Pantera fan in the 90s. Like I've
Yeah.
seen them like 8 or 9 times, right?
Yeah.
Like so
Yeah.
many fucking times, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And now I can't really listen to them. And I don't know if it's because of the whole Confederate flag shit and Phil Anselmo's embarrassing fucking Hitler fucking
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
The fact that the whole band deteriorated because of drugs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
I don't know.
I still like them, but
Yeah.
it's, I don't know. I just
I
for some
you
reason-
kind of can sometimes outgrow bands, or I don't know. You're just in a different place. But I think for me, it's like I actually started like metal was like my thing. I loved metal,
Oh, me
but
too.
I've been in so many metal shows.
Right.
I've seen so
Me
many
too.
metal bands that I'm so burnt out
Me
on
too.
metal.
I'm a
I
metal-
didn't
yeah.
for a while there,
Yeah.
for a good 10 years, I didn't want to go to a show anymore
Yeah.
because I couldn't stand
It's boring.
Just the same
the
energy for
sweaty
like
guy
an hour.
It's
coming
boring,
out of
yeah,
the pit and getting
yeah.
whipped in the face. That's
Yeah,
the worst
yeah.
thing in the fucking world.
Yeah.
Just being on guard all the time. At
And
a
I would
show.
think back and go, how come that never bothered me before except for right now? You know, it's
Yeah.
like some guy comes out of the pit and is just sweaty as fuck and
Yeah.
rubs his fucking sweaty arm against you and you're just like,
yeah.
Yeah, we were. I didn't.
I gotta deal with this shit.
kind of put that out of my mind. The sweat from shows. Like I went to so
Yeah.
many shows, but you're right. We were all just kind of like sweaty sausages in there, like rubbing up against each other.
Yeah.
It was kind of
So
gross.
disgusting.
And usually in
Yeah.
the summer, so it was like shorts and they got tank tops, so everybody's like bare skin is like rubbing on you.
Yeah.
And then, of course, being a chick,
It's
Oh,
not.
yeah,
it's
it's not
not
good.
girlfriend. Yeah, particularly well, and those metal shows they are
but
now.
I will say
Yeah.
this. I will say this.
Yeah.
Compared to other kinds of shows, women get a lot more protection in like a death metal show,
Oh, like in the pit or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
stoner metal show, especially like if somebody falls, they pick you back
Yeah.
up kind of shit. It's a violent environment, but a really
Yeah.
good community.
They are aware
Yeah.
because like I would jump in the pit here and there, and it felt like at first they were like not wanting to at all engage with me until they realized I was cool, and they're like, "You cool? Okay, cool." And they like knock into me or well, just
Yeah.
like not have a problem with me. But you notice if you're a
Whereas-
girl that gets in the pit, all the dudes are kind of like, "Wait, can we touch her? Like, are we allowed to like keep?"
Whereas
rocking
in
out?
country shows and shit, chicks are always getting fucking groped at those shows.
Oh
like,
yeah, that's different.
constant
You're
complaints.
right. I think I didn't really get like harassed too much by
And
the dudes
rap
at
shows,
metal and
girls
punk
get,
shows.
like fondled.
Yeah.
Lots of fondling, not too much fondling at Duke City Riot shows.
Uh,
I don't know. I'm not saying that the level of disrespect
between
is
each other,
different.
we're fondling each other
No,
on
it's kind
stage.
of
so,
there's a difference. I think you're right because I didn't really get harassed that much at like punk and metal shows. But then I think a lot of times it was just like nerdy guys who couldn't get
like,
girls,
"It's
so
a
they
girl
didn't know.
here."
Yeah, they didn't know how to. Maybe that's more what it was.
A girl that
Yeah.
walks into a comic book store. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
yeah.
Let's just learn my skills.
You know,
all
and
day.
that's a weird thing too. I've started taking my daughter to comic books. You know, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
And there are chicks in there now.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's
I was
totally
shocked.
different. Oh,
Yeah,
at
dude, when
Comic
I
Con,
was
it's
going-
crazy. Yeah. there's
Yeah.
all the
When I was going, I
cosplay.
was like fucking nerd boys. You know?
Yeah, it's way
and-
different now.
And
Yeah.
girls like the nerd boys now, and like the Comic-Con boy and the infantilized boys at this point, just with all the
Sparkly.
talking with all the comic books, all the whatever, which is I
Yeah.
think is cool and great. But girls love that. Whereas like 10, 20 years ago in our time, it was like
Oh
very
no, it
frowned
was not.
upon.
It was like not the
No.
the thing to be.
Yeah,
know.
no,
Yeah.
these nerdy boys be
Yeah, you
banging
can
now.
talk. You can talk about like Dungeons and Dragons now, and it's like
Yes.
that's like the cool kids are playing
Yes.
Dungeons and Dragons, and that was not the
It's like
case
a cool thing.
when I was
used to
playing
play-
it a lot.
I never played Dungeons and mine was Star Frontiers,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
like basically Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
All fucking scientific.
I never played it, but I had friends that played
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Star Frontier. Oh
So
man,
nerdy, dude.
being a kid.
It's dork. It's dorkness.
Fuck yeah,
I
we'd
love
go out
that
and we'd go
dorkness.
pimp beer at the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Go play some video games at like a pizza place. I can't remember
Yeah.
the fucking name of the place, like a Godfather's, I think it was called.
Yeah.
And then go back to like one of our friends' house, like 6 of us, and play Star Frontiers until fucking 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. It's awesome. I mean,
Those are the
Okay,
days.
buddy.
Those are the days. Let's go back to that.
oh man, I
Sounds
would
about
The whole
right.
time we're fucking chicks in the game, you know. Like,
Yeah.
On Starbright when you could be out.
I'm gonna hear it's like, yeah, but all you have to do is like roll a d20 to see
Yeah,
if your
it's just
seduction,
fucking-
like
yeah.
you know,
Yeah, the bar's way harder
know?
than that to get it.
yeah, it's you have to make eye contact and
Yeah.
like have something to say.
Imaginary sexist ways.
and how big were her tits? Let's roll the dice.
We'll use a percentage dice. Yeah.
Oh no! What was so your first band was like that kind of
Whatever
music,
happened with
or
that?
what do we what?
With you playing with the Dungeons and Dragons guys,
It's a whole thing.
you're not into
We'll
it.
talk to it later. It was just like scheduling other things. It's a whole story.
It's a lot of
We'll get to it.
time.
It's a lot of fantasy.
Yeah.
That's what I can't do. I can't do the fake fantasy shit.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably get back in, but yeah, there's just like deadlines and things that like whatever. But Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, so we're talking about that. We're talking about partying with games. We're talking about other things. Something. So we got into. I wanted to ask because when I first met you, I think I had just started. You had just started, and then COVID came back. And I know this is something that you're fine talking about. And I do want to say I'm like really fucking proud of you, dude. You have in that time you're now sober? Is that
Yeah.
correct?
It's been like 8. Yeah. All right. It's like, there's some clapping. Yeah. All right.
8 months?
So-
It's about 8 months.
So-
I had
From
a
what?
week that I fell off for a bit.
From
Yeah.
what? Sober from what?
Alcohol.
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 Now
Yeah.
you quit.
I'm not on cigarettes now. Yeah,
No,
I'm off
quit
cigarettes.
Yeah, I quit chewing.
Quit weed.
Yeah.
Did you quit weed?
No, I smoke weed.
Okay. Like that's the one quote.
Well,
That's
There you go.
medicine.
But no.
There you
Yeah,
go.
we didn't.
Like,
Yeah,
I thought you were
it's
one
legal
of those guys.
now.
Oh, I don't got any fucking new beer.
No, I will take a break from weed sometimes, like if I really need to get stuff done.
Right.
Like if there's like a bunch of administrative shit or just infrastructure shit, which I've found like since I've, trying to work for myself and trying to get the comedy thing going, it's like, you probably need to take like a week off of the weed because you have ledgers that you have to fill out and gas receipts and freaking you have to put stuff in files and ledgers.
Rolodex.
Yeah, really.
Organize.
So
yeah.
mostly alcohol. You were just.
Yeah, man, it was just the booze,
I never got into
Is
that.
that-
Mine was heroin.
Yeah, I could definitely see heroin being a. I mean, back in the day, I did the coke and the meth and stuff, but it was booze has always been like my drug of choice.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's.
so it's like what can numb me,
Yeah.
enough to like not feel the feelings,
That's one that I think even for myself I like have to like everything else I can kind of just
I just
like even
don't-
cigarettes I stop and start again here and there. And like that's fine. I don't really think about it, but there's a time sometimes when I'm like, okay, I should probably not drink this week just because
Yeah.
I know it can start to become even though it's not
Yeah.
a thing. Like I don't want it to be a thing like it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
you start to notice things, whereas like other stuff I'm like,
Yeah.
like,
Well, it's
other
socially
things don't.
acceptable, and it's not
Yeah.
only is it socially acceptable, it's like socially, it's weird if you don't sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to like kind of get through that thing of like, I don't care
I
if it's
don't get weird about
uncomfortable.
it.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
No.
I don't care anymore. But I just, it's like whatever.
I know like when people go. Yeah, what was the?
I just was.
turning point?
It was just time. I mean, like I've done it for long enough. I mean, I've gotten everything that I needed out of it, and it was just like it was my depression. I'm using it to treat depression. So my depression, it just is a freaking hellish snowball of dysfunction. So I was just getting to the point where I was drinking as medicine to come off of the withdrawal. So it's like I'm drinking in the morning to,
Jesus
Get
Christ.
past
That's the
night.
worst
Yeah,
right
the
there.
drinking
Yeah.
in the morning. Once I
Yeah.
start like drinking alone or like in the daytime before
Yeah.
like 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Alone, like
I'm just drinking. I'm drinking for maintenance. I'm actually
Yeah.
drinking to be professional.
Right.
So it's like just so I can. Like I did one last show that it's like I had to drink to a level to get myself to where I could, perform and do it. And I did all right. Again, I'm a high functioning alcoholic. I'm
Right.
really good at being a drunk. But it sucks.
Yeah, over time.
So yeah, it's just
wearing
better.
on
I'm
you
just
and-
better, happier without
And to
it.
keep
so.
that like is
Yeah.
like taking care of a whole other thing is because that you have to like take care of the alcohol.
Yeah,
because when it
it's-
speaks,
yeah.
it's like oh now I need a beer,
Yeah.
now I need this, now
Yeah.
I feel shitty in the morning. Maybe this
so
beer will
much.
make me
There's so
feel
many.
better.
There's so many
Yeah.
negatives to it, and on top of it, I think the biggest thing is that I'm way better at comedy sober, or way like no weed, no
Yeah.
alcohol, whatever. It's like I'm way better at comedy, and that was like the thing. It's like okay, once I figured that out, it's like fuck it.
Yeah,
I don't need
alcohol
it.
and comedy don't mix
Your
very
passion.
good.
No.
I don't like to anymore. Before like, I guess roast battle is different, but before now it's like maybe half beer. Now I haven't even been drinking at the
Yeah.
mics lately. Like
Yeah.
it just I don't know. It's a Monday. I'm gonna party at the mics. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it adds up. I mean, even and especially if you're like broke, like
Yeah. Oh yeah. Financially adds up. The calories add up.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a beer drinker like I am.
no, and that's the thing. I'm a beer drinker,
I
and it's
love
like I've lost like
IPAs.
40 pounds.
No,
off
you're
of
looking
just not
great, dude.
drinking.
Like,
So
just like healthy. I'm not saying you needed. I never thought you needed to lose weight. I was like, you always
Yeah.
looked like a normal guy to
Thank
me.
you.
But now he's getting sexy, ladies. Let's do this. No alcohol.
And he's single too. Also
And
crazy,
he's single.
crazy time, it turns
He's
out
single.
absolutely nuts.
Don't worry about the don't worry about the crazy.
It's fine.
At least he's not a crazy alcoholic.
Yeah, exactly.
This is your dating thing too. This is for all the ladies watching.
Fun.
Do you want to put your
I'm
number
selling
out there
myself.
too? I'm just kidding.
No.
50.
I'm honestly, I'm in a place right now where it's like I'm focused on work. Like I had been lonely and depressed, and it's like I'm gonna go on dating sites, and it's just like, oh, this is the worst. This is the worst.
Sometimes dating and trying that actually makes you feel lonelier.
Making you trying to date feels lonelier.
Fuck,
Yeah.
dude, you've got like 3 dudes.
Had.
What in the fuck are you? 2? No,
Had.
2 now.
Had.
Oh, the
3.
other dude's out too?
Had.
Married guy's out?
No, married guy's still around. Had. No, because
So the other dude.
Here's
that-
why it makes
the
you
other
feel-
dude, the other dude fell out too.
Yeah, he's gone.
On
Here's
your part or his part?
yes.
What?
Kind of both. I was sort of like not really talking to him much anymore, and then he's got a lot going on. He's like, I think I need to just focus on me. I was like, cool. I wanted you to make that decision because I didn't want you be more upset. You know what I mean? Because he was already sad about a break. You know, all this stuff. I didn't want to. I was just
You didn't
there.
have to be the bad guy.
Yeah, and it wasn't like I was really dating him, so if like I saw him once a week, fine, but it was just like I was better that he did just ended it. But I'm saying like I think I was better just being single and not even thinking about dating for a while. Cause now it's like not even putting emotion into it, it's just like so much time.
It's a distraction.
So
it's a
much
huge
time,
distraction.
so much like, oh, how are they feeling? How am I feeling? How is it? And it's just like this, like, that's annoying.
I think you want it. I think you want the.
I don't.
Yeah, I think you do.
I couldn't handle it. I don't like having somebody around that much.
Well,
and I don't like, I don't like texting somebody that much. I don't like being involved with even friends.
the worst,
Like
dude.
even friends.
Hey, text me when you get a chance. 5 hours later.
I was
Hey, what's up,
sleeping.
buddy?
Sometimes I'm sleeping.
Sleeping at 3 o'clock.
Some people have
afternoon.
different schedules and some people can't sleep at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't got any
See, I'm
kids.
single.
I don't have a pet. I'm single. I can sleep whenever the fuck I want, bitches. I don't have a real 9 to 5. Okay, that's Carla Vasquez got mad at Larry because he's always talking shit about her. Moving on. No, but it does kind of just make you feel more just like
It's a distraction
makes
for me.
me feel
It's just
less hope about the world when I try to date.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Because you're just realizing
No.
how many shitty, weird people out there. And you're like, I don't want to get that. Makes me sad.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, it makes you feel more alone.
Yeah.
No, but the second he gaslights me, I'm like, piece of fuck out, dude. I'm not putting up with this shit. Bye.
Yeah. I
Yeah, I
don't
heard
know.
you. Finding people on the street. Where else am I gonna find them? Somebody on Tinder is like somebody on the street.
Or
Or worse, because you at
That's
least
true.
are in the
That's
same
true.
vicinity
At
where
least you can see
the
them. Yeah,
person,
yeah.
smell the person, body language, body shape, voice.
Yeah.
You know what I hate?
All of
you know
that.
what I would hate? I would
Tinder
hate-
is just a
You can
picture
tell
with
that they're
some
crazy
fake
right
vibes.
away.
I get where you're coming from. I would
Do you know
hate
what I
the
mean?
half,
Yeah.
the
That's why I don't do
happening
it,
to
don't I?
like learn somebody all over again.
See, that is like,
Like
so tiring.
if I had me and Patty broke up, dude. Oh come on, man! I
That's-
gotta train this bitch again. I like,
yeah.
I'd be like, you know what I mean? On what to do,
Patty,
and you know what I'm saying?
I'm glaring at him. For you. Give me a laser eye.
And then she,
Give me
you
laser
know, like
eyes.
she's got to train me how to do
Yeah.
things, so she's got to find some.
No,
other-
it's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
It's
and that's
like-
what I'm saying is like you put
It's
in
weird.
effort, and you're like, I don't really want to put it in, and you put it in because if not, you never know. But then you put it in, and you're like, oh, they're a crazy person.
It's weird when you're in a
After-
long-term relationship and then you're single. Like I was married for a long time.
Oh, shit.
How long?
How long were you married?
Almost 17 years.
Shut up, 17 years. I didn't know it was that long.
It's been
How long?
It's been about 3 years.
3 years now.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So dating after divorce, especially since the technology
Yeah.
is different from
That's
when
way
you got
different. Yeah, you didn't
married.
even text.
Yeah.
You didn't text
So,
back then.
You didn't text,
Yeah.
then you
There
didn't have
wasn't
dating
even
sites.
farmersonly.com.
You didn't have
They
the farmers
They didn't
only.
have
No.
dating. Yeah, you didn't have like.
Nope.
I mean, I guess they had dating sites, but you know, it just
Harmony.
wasn't like that was the way.
Harmony.
Yeah, I guess they had like
eHarmony.
eHarmony, but I wasn't a big dater even
Black
back
Love.
then. So I
Oh,
mean,
back then it was called eHarmony. Now it's just
eHarmony.
Harmony.
Harmony.
Yeah,
Together Harmony.
Yeah, you weren't a big so then it's
No.
hard coming down to the yeah.
yeah, that's weird.
For me, I'd rather just meet somebody in person than like on a dating.
Are you
site,
using
'cause
any
it
of
could be
the
loud.
social media dating apps?
I did it for like maybe like a couple of weeks, and it was like, this is more depressing than being alone.
Plenty
It really
of
is.
Fish,
That's why I've never gotten
Isn't
it.
Plenty of Fish just to get pussy and then?
I don't know. I
think all
honestly, I
different
don't. I
sectors.
only
I
got
think
so
here's
deep into it.
What
yeah.
it is too about it is I would rather know that the 30 people around me reject me than fucking 5,000 in the world, that and knowing just there's nobody out there. There's nobody. It makes you feel smaller and more alone, where I'd rather just stay in my community and know whatever, just have a little hope instead of just having my hope ruin on, I don't want to know there's no Santa yet.
Yeah, I wound up matching. I matched with people, but it's just the whatever weird interaction that it takes to like freaking, I don't know.
Like,
There's
it's like you had a
are
picture
we
with
texting now and blah blah blah. I don't know. It's a lot of it's too much work.
And then it's the texting and waiting for a reply, I'm sure.
And that's anxious and anxiety ridden.
It's just like I don't have time for that. I don't know. I just think what would be nice is just like do work, and it's like, somebody likes you. There you go. And come
Maybe that's the reason why so many people are like polyamorous and.
That's what I need.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if it's the chicken or the egg sometimes. I mean, I know people want that, but I think dating's so hard. They're like, let's open it up. Or they're like, I love you, but it's really hard to find somebody who I actually love, but I still want to fuck other people. So I'm going to stick with you because those people are crazy, but I do want to put my penis inside them. Does it make sense? Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, I just want to stick with the person that gives me love. And it doesn't but it's like everybody's just a free for all right now.
That's why you got to find somebody who's crazy already. Right, Patty?
That's what I attract is crazy.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Same buddy.
Yeah.
I'm a little.
You got to learn how to.
But I'm fucking
I'm
nuts.
just
I'm
too-
nuts. So I mean,
I'm just too. I'm just weird.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit. No, I'm nice. I'm a nice person. I get along with people. I just kind of do my own thing sometimes. I gotta, and I'm strong-headed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel sweet. And then people, because like with married dude.
With married guy.
Before we move on to real things.
What do you mean we're really quick? We're supposed to talk.
He was
about
gaslighting me a bit by like talking about, it's been a week and we were getting along. He spent like 3 days at his house, but he was using words like
married dude or a French dude?
Not married dude. I'm sorry, French dude.
Okay,
married dude's fine. French dude, and he was like, tell me all these sweet nothings, making.
That's exactly the way I hear it.
Well, his accent's kind of mixed. He's French and West African French, but it's also French. But his first language was English, but then French, but then African.
The West African accent's pretty nice.
It's a French West African accent. So anyway, so we're hanging out. And then he was using things like, I would want an open relationship if we had one. I was like, cool, but because we were already talking about that, and I was fine with all that. And then,
well, you already are, right?
Hold on, yeah, waiting for it. Just keep these thoughts. So then all weekend he was like, I'll get out quickly. Then all weekend, he was like thinking about you, and I kind of want you to be my girlfriend, and I really like you. Remember, he used the word like, and then he was starting to be like, I think I could fall for you, and I could be. Soon, kind of do that. And he was like, I'm not just saying these. Hold on.
Let me ask you a
what?
question.
Because I want to give him time.
Have
so
you
we're
already
not
had sex with him?
Yeah, no, we did.
We've talked to
No,
this
we
guy
didn't.
before.
No, but I don't want to put them both waiting for forever. I know.
Okay,
we have other things.
So he's falling for you. Whoa.
So and like I was kind of feeling, he's like, these aren't just words. And I was like, I know. He's like, no, for reals. I feel like we were being really open about all this stuff. And I think I'm just an easy person to talk to, and people.
And there were no drugs involved.
Tell me
High on
that.
Coke, nothing like
we
that.
weren't high on coke,
Okay.
no drug, just weed. We weren't even drinking.
Okay.
Weed and cigarettes. That's it all weekend.
Sometimes people talk a lot of shit on different drugs.
No, that's it. And he's been saying this and it's been gradually whatever over the last week. And then he was like, I want you to be my girlfriend. I could be your boyfriend. Or, if we're at comedy and you don't want somebody to think you have a boyfriend because you want to do well and say all this. You don't have to call me that. All this, right? Talking about boyfriend, girlfriend. Then yesterday, I was like about to leave. And then I just asked him because I just needed to know. I was like, hey, does anybody else think that they're your girlfriend right now? Just based on my ex, right?
Right, yeah.
And then he goes,
like
and he thinks, and he's like, no, they don't think that, but he was already honest saying, the French guy saying he had 2 other girls that he sometimes sees. But one he was maybe going to stop talking
4.
to. And he's like, but I want you to be the main one. He's like, no, I don't think they do. And he's like, why? I was like, no, I'm just asking because I don't know if this is how you are, that you fall quickly and you say these things. I want some clarity. Yeah. And he was just like, he's like, it's not a close relationship. Like you and I, he's like, I meant like girlfriend, like girl that's my friend, and like love.
Why was he bringing up all the?
And then he says, and then I meant love because in France we don't say love about a person or a living thing. We say like for like a bottle of water. I like this water, but I love a person. And
See the fucking French
right,
dude.
fucking
Yeah.
gaslighting me because he'd been saying he liked me, and then I was like, okay. Now he says he doesn't say he likes
Fucking French
people.
are gross, bro.
Now he says he doesn't. Don't hate on me. This
They
guy just
started
sucks.
fellatio on
I don't know if it's
Cunnilingus.
about him being French or he just sucks.
I'm not hating the French.
Just this guy.
We can hate on the French.
So
I mean,
anyway-
that's
I don't
like the French,
perfectly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I
then-
mean, that's as an aside.
I'm kind of hurt from high school when they told me that French, I was going to need to learn French. So I took French.
Oh, yeah, everybody
when
did
I
that,
should
didn't
have
you?
fucking taken Spanish.
My sister felt that. My sister did the
Fucking
same thing.
bastards.
The middle sister did that, and the
Yeah.
other two of us were like, "What are you doing, Sarah?" She's like, "Everybody's learning French."
Yeah,
I'm like,
everybody
"Are
said
they?"
that. No.
We're like, "Take Spanish, dude. It's an easy A. Just do it."
that
That's why I
fucking
took
Treaty of
Spanish.
Versailles in 1918. Holy shit. You know, fucking botch that.
Really did get it.
Get him, Chuck.
July
Yeah.
17th. What's there? I don't know.
Yeah.
That
Why don't you
fucking
just
Statue
give
of
us a
Liberty.
ready-made microwave Hitler? Why don't you? Hmm?
Damn, Bastille's Day. No, but anyway, I don't know. I asked him to get some clarity on this because I was just like, so leave it. Like, I just didn't know like where we're at. I was like, he's like, what do you think? I was like, I don't know. Like, might be a little soon for the titles, this and that, but I really like you. And he was like, yeah, okay, yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. It's a little. We got to wait a little longer. And I was like, you never said that. You were calling me your girlfriend. I don't know. And then I was like, I'm confused. Like, what are you saying? He's like, I just stopped worrying about it. And I was like, okay. So I sat there for 5 minutes and I was just quiet, kind of thinking in my head. I was like, and I was going to stay there, but never said I was really going to. I was like, I think I'm going to go home tonight because I was just feeling weird, like when the feeling's off in me.
Yeah.
I just kind of need my own space. So like, I'm going to go home tonight and like we'll hang tomorrow. I just like want to be. And he's like, oh, you're still upset about that thing. I told you not to worry. I was like, telling somebody not to worry doesn't exactly take away the worry. You just pretty much just didn't want to talk about it and shut it down.
Yeah.
And yesterday you said, if you have any concerns, always bring things up. That's what they all say. And then it wasn't even, he was like, well, you just started like raising your voice. I was like, I wasn't raising I was just talking like this. Like, I don't know. So then I said, I'm going to leave. Then I go to leave. He said, then I'm never going to talk to you again. I was like, what?
yeah,
I was like, fine. He was, and then he was like, you really hurt me. And like, I was really liking you.
Yeah,
and I sat down.
gaslighting.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
It's what the French would call it, jerking your chain.
And do you know what he told me though? He told me this. He says, you're like all the other girls I meet here. You're just mean and rude and you don't hear different things. I'm like, well, if I'm American, in my culture, love means this, then don't use those words. If there's like a misunderstanding, then there's misunderstanding.
Let's also bring this up that he's been here 10 fucking
10
years,
years.
bro.
10 years.
He should know.
Hold on,
Get
and
the
he
fuck
You
out.
should
and
know by now, dude.
and
I've been here 10 years in New Mexico, and I
Yeah.
understand how these bitches out here are.
and he lost his virginity in America.
What?
So it's not like he was dating in France or anything. Yeah, he was
Right.
23 when he lost. He's 31, so yeah, he was 23 when he lost his
Yeah,
virginity.
10 years, bro. Come on.
Yeah, even Joaquin was like, oh god.
Yeah. Even the blind guy sees it.
Yeah. It's,
What basis
and then
for comparison do you have then?
and then he's like, you remind me of my ex. I was like, cool. You remind me of my ex. Like, is this a comment? I don't know what. Like, you think I'm being offensive right now? I was like, I'm just wanting
all saying
clarity.
shit to hurt
I'm
ya.
yeah. And then I sat down for a second. I was like, you really want to fix this? What are we gonna do to fix this right now? Because I don't really want to stay here right now unless you're going to talk to me because you're just here mad. If you want me to come over and baby you, I'm not going to apologize over something that I brought up that was a concern. And now I'm going to feel doubly like upset. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to let you gaslight me. And then he was like, what? I was like, look up that term. I was like, also look up sweet nothings while you're at it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I just like left.
yeah. That was
And then I just left. Yeah. Even William and you, the first word you go, that's gaslighting. Girls, guys hate it when girls use that because girls probably throw it down all the time.
It definitely gets
all the fucking
misused,
time.
but that is gaslighting.
Because I was like, he even said, he's like, do you just wake up in the morning hoping to start trouble? I was like, what?
What the fuck?
Starting
Run,
problems that
Carla,
aren't there.
run!
So, and then he calls me like 30 minutes later. I thought I maybe forgot something. I was like, hello. He's like, I'm just so upset. I was really liking you. I was going to tell my mom about you, but you are poisoning my heart and my mind. You are a poison. I was like, you called me to tell me this?
my
And then he was like,
dude.
and then he just hung. He was like, yeah. And I was like, and then he hung up. I was like, cool, but
Don't ever talk to this guy.
no, I'm
again,
not.
bro.
He's done.
Nah, that's...
So that's that. Don't be. Yeah. Yeah. It was a fling, but I got really good sex for a week, so that's nice.
That works.
Français.
I had really good. Best sex I had in like 2.5 years. So it's 2 years maybe.
That's how it works
There you
sometimes.
go. Sometimes that happens.
You know?
They always say that.
Sometimes sex comes from the worst places. The best sex comes
The
from
best
the worst
sex
places.
comes from the
And they
worst
always say-
places.
they always say
You
that-
heard it here first, guys.
and they always say the crazy ones are the best. So
Oh,
there you
dude.
go.
Oh, the
It's
most
true.
mentally damaged, wrong
So it
for
must
you.
be- it
It's
must
like,
be
wow,
right
this
for the
is
man,
awesome.
You know.
That's what gets my motor running. Is like, are you completely wrong for me?
Apparently, no. I think that's what get my. Do you only want me for sex? Yeah, that's most guys.
Yeah, am I going to be used? Are you have an avoidant attachment style?
Got some rad going on? Reactive attachment
I get
disorder.
some, I can feel some emotional distance. Fucking
So we want to
gets me rock hard.
Bipolar 1 and/or 2. I'll also take those.
Are you fucking nuts? Oh yeah.
Do you refuse to take meds for your instabilities? Come right my way.
Yeah, please, fucking. Yeah.
I had a couple more questions and then we will start.
Yeah.
We'll only play for like 15. Yeah. Okay. More comedy talk. Sorry, as we digress.
Comedy.
Comedy. I asked Joaquin, what made you had said we talked about music, whatever. What actually made you start comedy? I don't even know if I've asked you.
I've always wanted to do comedy, but I think that like one of the things that made me do it. I've always wanted to do it. I've always been into comedy, but I think one of the things that moved me towards it is bad comics, or what I thought. Well, it's like, oh, I could fucking do that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and sometimes you can do it, and sometimes you can't. I mean, like, there's some people that watch and they're like, I could do that, and then they totally fucking suck. But that I wound up getting divorced, so that was like a catalyst because it was like I have time on my hands, I can do it. You know, I mean, because like being a musician and a comedian in a marriage would not have,
Right.
you know, it would just have been too much. But
Let me ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
Just so I know what the reason why you do the comedy you do. Who fucked who in the relationship? Who fucked who over?
oh, what in the divorce?
Yeah.
I don't think it was
mutual?
really.
A lot of time.
I think it was just a
17 years, there was no catalyst that blew it over.
There really wasn't. It was just I think that we became fucking roommates. And there was it was just
Complacency.
real complacency, like an incredible amount of soft comfort, and just waiting to die, sort of stuff. So I think it's just we.
And she felt the same way, huh?
No, I think she felt that way before. I mean, she's the one that initiated it. So I mean,
Okay.
usually it's always the woman that initiates it, especially
divorce.
that late in the thing. Oh yeah. When you're that comfortable, dudes have a tendency.
So you weren't
they're-
shocked, though? It didn't like come out of left field?
I probably shouldn't have been, but yeah.
It was like, what the fuck, 17 years
Now,
old?
like looking at it in hindsight, it's just like, oh my god, like why don't you get a divorce like 5 years earlier? I mean, and it wasn't like there's nothing wrong with her, there's nothing wrong with me.
No, I get
she's
it.
a good
Yeah.
woman, no hard feelings or anything like that. But
Right. No, I get it. I'm not saying
yeah.
either party was wrong or right.
Yeah,
Like,
but I'm happier now. I mean, I'm happier
There you
doing
go.
this, having my freedom. I mean,
Right.
pursuing. I think that I'm more inclined to like pursue something like this and throw myself into something like this.
So there were no children involved, like as far as.
Well, I have kids, but like one of them had already moved out of the
Right.
house, and then the other one, was old enough that
Right.
it wasn't like a huge deal at all.
Right.
So
Well,
I
that's
mean,
good.
yeah, and then it was an amicable thing. We were never nasty to each other. We never
Good
fought in front of the
co-parenting, all
kids.
that shit.
Good co-parenting.
Right.
We never
That's
talked
perfect.
trash, about the other
That's
parent
good, man.
to the kids. So yeah, no, it's been nice, and we're lucky to have been divorced with each other.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
You picked the
Were
best
you-
ex-wife.
Were you
Yeah.
beaten as a child or like touched or
And
anything?
comedy, I think he's
Who,
asking.
me?
Yeah.
You
Like,
have
why
a-
are you so angry?
I don't know if it's
I love
anger.
it.
Is it anger or energy?
No, I love it. Like,
it
it's-
anger?
Yeah. it's
There's
good.
I mean, we
feel
could go
it-
into
yeah.
it.
It is maybe.
but
It's
there's
some anger.
I had a not easy childhood,
Okay.
and yeah, I'm still dealing with stuff from that, and yeah,
Right,
actually,
yeah.
we're just now going to a therapist talking about
ask
that
about
stuff,
that.
and I didn't realize like how much stuff from way early is still fucking with me. So, but yeah, there is like a never-ending font of white hot rage.
Awesome. Me too.
That is just. It's under the surface, and I have like
There's a
I think
link
I have a
here.
pretty good amount of control over it, to where I'm pretty amicable. I'm nice if you meet me, but
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
it's
you're
definitely
super-seated.
it's there.
You
Yeah,
can see it
there's
in your
a-
eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
You got this point. I did it with some of my comedy where I picked a very
background
traumatic
question.
point in my life when I was in the hospital having surgeries and stuff like that at the age of 9 years old. There was suppressed fear, anger, and all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And I made it into a joke just does
Oh.
really well.
Right.
And I felt
Yeah.
the release out of that. Have you
Yeah, no, the comedy.
Yes.
Joaquin
Joaquin,
is
mhm.
exactly right. You know,
Joaquin was sharing that when he was having surgeries and things that it was really hard that he put a lot of it into joke writing.
Yeah, I mean, that's
which was
where
actually
that's where comedy comes from.
It's-
It's,
it's-
trauma.
literally. Joaquin hit on what I was going to
Yeah.
ask you too. Of like,
Yeah.
does that help your mental health then? Because that I will say for myself in the last like 2.5 years that I've been doing it, it's helped my mental health and I have somewhere to put it, or I at least
Yeah.
can find the silver lining in the moment.
Yeah.
That's like kind of funny to get me through. Or
Yeah.
something. Is that something that
I,
you feel
it,
like
and
you're-
I think it has improved my mental health since I've been doing stand up
Mm-hmm.
because it's like I'm doing more of it. But I think I've always used comedy as a defense mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
I've always used it to cope with things.
Right.
So comedy, and my family does. My family has
Yeah.
a dark, black sense of humor. Like my whole family, from my grandma down to my brothers.
Oh, and I carried it down to my kids. So.
Yeah. My kids now too all have like a really dark sense of humor, and like how we deal with tragedy is jokes.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I mean, it's just like part of the deal. But no, since doing this is. A lot of them open mics are therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like you're talking about stuff, for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
in front of people, and you're trying to make a joke out of it, and you can tell when somebody hasn't quite gotten over
Yeah,
something, and they're
yeah.
trying to like bring it out on stage,
can
But I
definitely
mean,
tell
that's
when
part
it's
of the
not.
deal. Is
Yep.
like, hey, this was the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I could probably get 5 minutes out of this.
Yeah. And sometimes, it's been long enough. Sometimes you're fine. And sometimes even with me, I know I'm like, later this will be a funny joke. And I'll be
Yeah.
like, I'll sit on it until I'm ready to write that joke.
Yeah, there's
and they'll be
definitely
like,
some that
"All
it's like,
right,
yeah, but
we're
not
good.
now,
We
not
got
now.
this.
Yeah.
Got this.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. And your first open mic was where up?
Red Velvet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The one I'm in all.
The
That
one
is
I'm in
now
all
no longer.
that is not, it's not open, but it is going to reopen, and I'm gonna move my mic over there.
Are you really?
So ironically,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
I'll be
They have more of
doing
like
my
a
mic at the.
stage situation there too.
They got more of a stage. They've got more people coming through, just like regulars, and we do get like randos and civilians that come into the humpening. But I think it's gonna be it'll probably be better when we move it over to Manal. I mean, it's
Yeah.
still cool like where it is, but
They did get quite
Yeah.
a few people in that area.
they
maybe
get
'cause there
you
was
get
not
you
much
get a
over there.
weird crowd, and it's actually a tough crowd.
Yeah.
So it's like if you can get those people to laugh, you're
the-
training with weights on your ankles.
It's like the drunks.
It's like
I would say surly.
I wonder how come.
Yeah, they might be surly. I think is actually a pretty good surly.
A little drunk, a little surly,
yeah,
a little silly.
surly, skeptical. Ambivalent. Yeah, they're not there to see comedy.
Good at
but if you can get them
eye-rolling.
to laugh, they're freaking they're good.
So before we start, music.
It was under Kevin Kennedy back when. Not
Right,
anymore.
no.
No. This is it's the same place but different host.
Yes,
So-
newer, better, nicer,
Yeah. And I've heard it.
sweeter. That's funny. Okay, what shows do we have before we get out? Some
We
guitars.
have on Thursday, which is the 21st. I'm going to be headlining at Voodoo Girl Pizza and Pints.
Mm-hmm.
That's Tyler Lovely production. And then on 22nd, Earth Day, Friday, we have B2B Garden Brewery. I am hosting that show. It's a show I'm producing with Sam Alvarado.
Nice.
And Kurt Fletcher is the headliner. Steph Darnell is going to be featuring, and Trip Still Nicky
I love
is going to
Trip.
open. Yeah.
Heck
So it's a
yes.
fire fucking lineup.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Are you on the roast battle this week, sir?
I am not. I took a break from it.
Yeah, might next time.
Yeah. I mean, I'll probably go and hang. I'm going to do the mic, and I'll probably go and hang out
Come
after.
hang out. Yeah.
But yeah.
I think Trip and I are gonna meet tomorrow again to talk about roast battle
Fun.
jokes.
Yeah.
We'll see. I haven't.
Yeah, you guys kill it.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Top secret.
Top secret. Yeah, so we have the roast battle this 420 this Wednesday. Also after the roast battles, everybody's confused. There will be roast battles, partners. This looks weird. Roast battling, and then after that will be the roast of Zach Abeta with different comedians, few of the same ones. It'll be a fun one. Zach, it's his 5-year anniversary of doing comedies to come out and support the local comedians. I have that one. I have on the 29th also Enchanted Circle Brewing, and then I've got a couple of shows. Next month, hopefully May 20th, we'll have those posted soon. carlavasquezcomedy.com for everything. Follow these guys, like these guys, all of that. Chuck and I are gonna play some music. What are we doing?
Chuck's? You got your website now.
Oh yeah.
I'm at Chuck Parker Comedy on Instagram, Chuck Parker on Facebook. Website is chuckparkercomedy.com.
Yeah. He's doing it. Your cards look awesome too. I'm waiting on merch from
I
Zoe.
want to have like an American Psycho level amount of jealousy over my comedy business card with somebody. That's there on the back of my neck stuck up.
If you need to
glossy cardstock, motherfucker.
Those arms kick up if you need
Oh,
to
yeah.
move those arms.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
That's cool.
You have something planned?
I figured that we were doing the thing that you were talking about, where it's like we do an improv song of all the things that we talked about, and I don't know if I will lightly play along with you, but I'm going to sing more with you.
Cool. Do you have any other songs or covers you want to play before?
I can play.
Do you want to bust out a cover before we do the end song?
If you want to.
Cool, yeah.
So you want me to? Yeah.
I
Okay.
would love that if you don't mind. Thank you.
What are you gonna do?
He's going to play a cover for us, and then we're going to do our ending
You know what?
song.
I'll play you something, because you talked about the sobriety thing. I relapsed for like a week, and I did this cover when I was in the relapse, and I did a video of it, and it was a good video of it, but it was like so disturbing. Like I look so haunted in it that it was like, if I do this, I'm like, people are gonna like, they're gonna be way concerned.
That's why you're actual comedian. Like, as a
So it's better to do it in
singers
this.
would want the dark, moody
this,
thing.
in this setting.
Feel
Can
free
you
to-
hear the guitar?
You can hear it, right?
Yeah, I can hear it.
So I'll do. It's Johnny Cash, but I'm doing it in a different. I'll do it a bit higher. The beast in me is caged by frail and fragile bars. Restless by day and by night, rants and rages at the stars. God help the beast in me. The beast in me has had to learn to live with pain and how to shelter from the rain. And in the twinkling of an eye, might have to be restrained. God help the beast in me. Sometimes it may kid me that it's just a teddy bear, and somehow even manage to vanish in the air. And that's when I must beware of the beast in me. That everybody knows. They've seen him outdressed in my clothes, patently unclear, whether it's New York or New Year. God help the beast in me. The beast in me.
Oh my gosh. I've never I've heard I've never heard you sing like that, I guess. I don't know, like,
yeah.
with just an acoustic and like,
Yeah,
I love it.
it's a lot of fun.
I love it. You have a great voice. That's so good.
I know
It's
one that
like,
you might. I know
like I
one-
hear you with Dukes and he Ryan's.
Can hear like one that you might want to sing.
Oh, do I know? I might cry.
Are you gonna cry?
Maybe. Sorry. This is one of my favorite singers and songwriters.
Well, I've been out walking. I don't do that much
talking these days. These days. You can sing. I'll do backing.
These days I tend to think about all the things I forgot to do for you, and all the times I had the chance to.
I'm looking up lyrics just to double check.
Well, I had a lover. It's hard to risk another these days. These days. These days. And if I seem to be afraid to live the life I laid out in song, hold on. It's just that I've been losing for so long.
Okay, now I got it.
I'm really fucking this up. Told you I wasn't a guitar player.
No, this sounds beautiful.
Well, I keep on moving, moving on. Nothing's about to be improving these days. One of these days. These days I sit on cornerstones and count the notes in quarter tones to 10. My friend, don't confront me with my failures. I had not forgotten them. Yeah, I knew you liked Jackson Brown.
Oh, he did his research. Cry. Oh my god. I like literally started cheering him in the game. I like almost couldn't see him. I'm just like, I need to listen.
Yeah,
Jackson, Cat Power just did a cover of that song recently,
Yeah.
and I cried just hearing that too. Like anytime somebody touches that song, these days is like my second, like The Pretender and These Days are like
It's awesome.
The Pretender is my
It's just
favorite song
crazy.
in the whole world. That's great.
Yeah.
I've seen him twice now. I got to see him that was the first concert I saw after the pandemic was Jackson
Nice.
Browne. Oh, I'm all like emotional. Oh,
So
thank you so
emotional.
much. Oh, thank you. That was like a huge gift. Who knows if I can play guitar now? I'm so excited.
You play guitar because you're probably
So
better at guitar
excited.
than I am. I'm
I'm not.
fucking it up all over the place.
I'm
over
not.
here.
You're good at the finger picking and stuff. I'm a good
Yeah.
strummer, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I can strum.
I'm just like,
Oh my gosh. Guys, listen to Jackson Browne. I also had a crush on him. He was like my first old man crush. First, and might be my only one. All right. I'm going to put this in front, I think. Maybe not. How do we get this last time? We are rearranging. I just have to find a couple of chords or something. Do you have any chords we should...
Can you move that mic over?
This one?
Yeah. Move it closer to your shit.
I'm gonna go with you on this one because if we're going improv.
No, what are you
I don't know.
doing?
I don't know.
I can follow chords
Maybe-
if you can find some chords.
Well, I don't wanna.
Find some chords.
This is your show. I'm
What chords?
following
Wait, what were you playing? That sounded good, whatever that was.
Oh, that's the Beatles.
Oh, Beatles.
Yeah.
The Beatles.
The Beatles.
We just have to find some chords. What's the feel of today?
Play some chords with the feel of today. What you think? What you wanna sing about? What do you think, Carla?
What should we play today, sir?
Well, I think that we should maybe sing a song about depression.
Depression. Oh, that's my favorite hobby.
Yes.
We'll
Since
sing.
we talked a bit about that.
Talked a bit about that. I might mention Joaquin as well. We talk about
Fucking Chuck looks
what we
English.
talk.
Comedy.
You do look
I'm mostly
British.
I'm British.
Are you
I'm
British?
I'm
It
very very
shows.
British.
Well, it shows.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
It's my teeth.
Then I'm British too. So people say I look Jewish. I'm like, you're just saying I have a big nose. And I'm not saying anything against Jewish people. That's just a stereotype. They're like, yeah, it's just nice. Should we just do 2-chord wonder? Should
Yeah.
we just do a 4-chord wonder? The whole thing in 4-chord. A little country. Oh yeah, we'll go back to. Well, today Chuck came on the show. He told us all about how he's sober, yo, and we had Joaquin talk about Easter seals not from the sea.
Oh, well, I guess that's right. And there was some comedy talk. I don't know what exactly that has to do with depression. I guess it has a lot to do with depression because the people have a tendency to be traumatized when they do it.
Yeah, we got this, guys. I would just do it.
I'm following you.
Oh, I thought we were throwing an F in.
We can, but that's the thing is that don't follow me. Don't. I'll take.
All right. We're not following Chuck. And we're back in the song. I don't know where I got this twang from. It's just popping up in my voice. All of a sudden, I don't like those chords. And well, Joaquin, he taught Larry about some things. He taught me to, it's a K, not a C instead. And he went to the blind school, he did. At 12 years old, I don't know how it would be to be blind. Oh, Chuck,
What?
can't you sing me a little part of a song now?
I think I will. Yeah, I think. Well, I think it heart if I couldn't see you like a king. I'd probably pee my pants one more time than you might think. Because I couldn't find my fly, it would be bad. Why the thing?
Gotcha. Ready. Chuck's gonna pee his pants.
That's very
Gonna
likely.
do the dance.
Dancing all around with the pee pants.
Oh, we had a intermission where I peed in a toilet in Larry's daughter's bathroom. In Larry's daughter's bathroom. It's not my pants, it's a lot roomier. Don't wear your toilet as your pants, sir. That's for crazy people just like the French guy I started seeing. He likes to gaslight me. He probably tries to wear a toilet for pants. I don't know what they call a toilet there.
Yeah, we got a lot of information on your love life, Carla. I don't know if I need to know that much, but that's okay. I guess the French guy gave you a right good fucking and it's okay. Now your leg is numb, yeah, your leg is numb, yeah, your leg is numb. What you gonna do? Fuck a German guy and make the other leg numb. That was my suggestion, at least. I don't know.
Hey, it might work. I'll tell you what, I can't drive my truck. My leg is too numb. I had to go and switch. And now I have an automatic. But
if you drive a standard, you gotta get used to things. And if you drive a Volkswagen, it's even more complicated. I don't know how to drive a Volkswagen because they were designed by the Nazis, you know. Volkswagens really are a Hitler go-kart. We've kind of sanitized the brand, but it was the Third Reich that came up with the VW bug that is so cute, but it was driven by Nazis.
hey, Chuck,
Yeah,
I got a question.
go ahead.
Should I fuck a Nazi? They're German.
Well, a lot of folks would say no. But maybe if you killed him afterward, like the Black Widow or something like that, and you got what you needed out of the deal, then I don't know if it would be bad. Plus, they have a tendency to indulge in the methamphetamine, so you know that he would stay hard for several hours.
Oh, that's what I like. I'm gonna be like Scarlett Johansson, gonna kill me. Some people like an assassin. All I gotta do is fuck one Nazi, or maybe two. Oh, you.
I think they'd be into the bangs personally.
Yeah. Let's end this podcast really soon. Do you have any more things to talk about? I think I'm through.
Think I'm through too. We're now descending into madness. What comes about our mouth could get us canceled in, so it's probably best to stop right now. Lest this whole show get canceled in, we get canceled in, we get canceled in, we get canceled in, canceled in, canceled, 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 canceled.
Yeah.
Hey!
Thanks for going wild with me, guys.
That's good.
All right. I feel great, maybe a little crazy, but not as crazy being gaslit, guys, okay? That's the moral of the story. Support Easter Seals projects, support Joaquin, Luna, and all your friends with disabilities. Some disabilities are invisible, so be kind to everyone. Sarah Chuck Parker, thank you very much. I'm still singing. I can't
Yeah.
stop. That was really fun.
That
Follow
was fun.
Chuck
It was a lot
Comedy
of
on
fun.
everything.
Yeah, the
See him
Chuck-
anywhere
Chuck
you
Parker
can.
Comedy on the things.
See him singing at you, telling
On the
jokes at
tube.
you. On the tube. Yes, fun times. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Come back next week. Carla V Thinks Out Loud.
Woo!
Oh, shit. Sorry. Okay, cool. We did it.
Nice.